Hello and welcome to episode 50 of In PS We Trust, a PlayStation podcast. Now, my name's Davey, and joined with me, as always, is the fine wine himself, Philip Hoy.
You are tuned into The Blowout!
The Blowout!
Oh, yeah.
And the man who would lick smelly feet, lick the cheese in between those toes for you if you paid him enough, Spencer Davis.
You have zero evidence of that. There is no proof. I won't do it unless I've had enough drinks, which today I just might. It's a fucking blowout, boys.
That's right, it is a blowout. So every 10 episodes of the podcast, every round number we get to, we have a blowout. So what do we mean by that? Well, over the last 50 episodes, we've gone from very humble beginnings as a podcast where nobody listened to us to a podcast where we're currently 6th best on the internet when it comes to PlayStation, building up for that number 5 slot, but we're 6th right now. And we've become a little bit more professional. But every 10 episodes, we go back to our roots, where the idea was to get mashed. So, how do we do that? Well, we do a big quiz. That's it, Spence. You got the idea. We do a big quiz. Now, the big quiz is where we each bring 5 questions to the table. Each wrong answer gets punished by a shot. But that's to come later in the show. First, guys, speaking of shots, we owe quite a number. Phil, I'm going to come across to yourself. How many shots do you owe from doing all these sober episodes over the last 6 odd weeks or so?
Well, Davey, I don't think anyone's been taking notes on this, so it'll have to be a guesstimate. And I think I'm going to lowball it, because I know how these episodes go. And they go pretty hard towards the end. And if we're doing our shots straight away, I don't really want to be munted trying to explain what games I haven't been playing and going through quick news. So let's go for 2.
You are 100% lowballing it. It's easy 4, but I will settle for 3. Spence, how do you want to play this? Actually, Spence, this has never happened before that we've had the power dynamic where it's you and me making a decision. I don't think that's ever happened in 50 episodes. How are we doing this, mate? Are we fucking him over and making him do 4? Or are we going to tone it down for 3? Set the precedent.
I'm a nice guy. I'm a generous fellow, I like to think. And Phil, he's on his last legs, bro. He's not got long left for this world. I mean, I think being 3, I think is just the right thing to do.
Well, that is a damn shame, because I am on 3 as well. Now, Spencer, I don't know how many you're on, mate, but it ain't good. I'm going to let you... It ain't good, I'll tell you that now. You failed quite a lot of these impressions over the last 10 episodes. So, how many are you saying? And we'll do... For episode 50, we're going to do Scout's Honor, so we'll just let it slide. Whatever number you say, as long as it's not fucking 2 or less than us, we'll let it slide. And then from here on out, we'll change the rules. So instead of being punished for pushing the Resident Evil button or for getting impressions wrong, instead of punishing them there and then, we'll save them up for the next blowout, and we all have to dish it out, and we'll make notes, so there's no hiding from it. So we got kind of a scapegoat here, but how many are you saying, Spence?
Well, last time we all lost the quick news, so it's at least 1. But my memory's failing me. The thing is, you boys have been on more sober episodes than I have. I've done my shots quite a lot of the time. However, I still think that I owe at least 3, probably 4.
Let's just call it an even keel 3 then, shall we? Just nail 3 shots out the way and get onto it. Phil, cue the music.
DJ.
Well, that's our shots out the way. Punishment is over. Some of us got off lightly. I think all of us, to be fair, probably got off quite lightly with that. But that's out the way. We can put that to bed for another 10 episodes now. All we got to do now is not say the Resident Evil button from what we've been playing. We got to make sure we get every impression right, bang on in quick news, and answer every quiz question right. And there'll be no more shots.
You sound like you're upset, mate.
It's going to be a hard episode today, but I'm fucking raring for it. There's one thing about me, Phil. Confidence out the wazoo. And I know that my quiz that I prepared for you guys is a true test of skill and knowledge. And I can't wait till we get to that point. But first, guys, I want to know what Spencer's question is that he's bringing to the table, because it's his turn today, not mine.
Yes, boys. So, I hear you want to know the question in which I have prepared. Well, the question I posed to you, my friends, today, it's quite an easy one. Little would you rather. But I want to know your reasoning. I want to know why. So, Phil, I'm going to bring the question to you first. Would you rather have a nipple-sized penis or penis-sized nipples?
Christ. I thought after last week we couldn't get any lower, but that question is tricky. Very, very tricky. I've got an enormous penis, and it'd be very difficult to walk around with those on my chest. But I think I could probably do it, considering how much pleasure I could give to the world with 3 dicks. So I'm going to go for penis-shaped nipples.
So are they shaped or just penis-sized?
They're still just nipples. They're not penises. They're just penis-sized.
So they essentially become udders on your chest.
Yeah, but they also follow the rule of, you know how nipples get hard and stick out when it's cold? So it'd be like they get erect when it's cold, but they're flaccid when it's warm.
All right, so Phil's going for penis-sized nipples. I think, whereas Phil's got an enormous cock, right? I've got enormous nipples. So I'll go the opposite way with this.
You are known for that, Davey. That's what people know you
That's crazy.
in Caldecott Chepstow. They know you, the guy with those huge nipples.
That's what they call me udders on the street, and it's just what comes to the territory. But no, in all seriousness, I mean, like, if you've got a nipple-sized penis, right? Like, there's people that actually have micro penises knocking about, and they still manage to at least get like porn careers for like humiliation porn. They get some action if you're rich enough, I guess. Or, well, I suppose by the time you get to that point, right, the dick's coming out, you're getting quite far in at that point, and you can always get surgery to increase the size.
If it's that big, you ain't getting very far in, bro.
No, that's true. That's true. Yeah, that's true. As long as you get yours, though, boy. That's what it's all about, mate. But I think I'd definitely go for the nipple-sized penis, because you can get surgery to correct that. Whereas I think if you've got massive, like, nips, like, all the time, I don't know what they could do for that. Because even when you have, like, breast implants and stuff like that, they cut off your nipple and put it back. They don't, like, make a new nipple for you, as far as I know.
Couldn't you have a reduction, though, if you had the penis-sized nipples on your chest and they were just too much for you? You know, you couldn't get a tight enough bra to conceal those bad boys, especially in the winter. You thought it was time to get them removed, get them lobbed off. You would just like have them reduced, surely, to normal-sized nipples if we're allowing surgery. But I kind of feel that defeats Spencer's cryptic question here. I think you've got to live with them for a good proportion of your life.
All right, okay. So if we're saying, like, I don't know, 20 years, say, like a kind of prison sentence, like murder, right? Like a murder sentence, but for nipples or dicks. Okay. In that case, I mean, I'm married. You know, I mean, how much do you reckon I'm putting it about with the dick now? Not as much as I used to, right? I think I'd still go for the same choice. If I was a single man, if I was like back in, you know, when I was single and stuff like that, then I think I'd just go for the nips, because at least then you can strap them down. You could, like, you know, like a mummy where they wrap it around, like round and round and round. That's what my plan would be, to contain, because it would all be about containment. And I think as soon as you let containment go wild, that's when they start springing out. You know, like they start being a kind of health hazard, because it's not just a case of you're worrying about people judging you because you got a tent going on in your shirt. It's more of a case that somebody could lose an eye. You know, if you're thinking someone may run up to you, they're getting poked right in the face. You know, you're talking about like good 7 inches of damage there straight through the cranium. I don't think there's much chance for anyone at that point. It's seeming like a bit of a death sentence. Probably get a job as in the circus though.
I've got a quick question for you, Spence. A lot of men don't like their nipples being touched sexually. So if you do have a penis-sized nipple, do you get the feeling as if it's a penis which is pleasurable, or do you get the feeling that it's your nipple and it's a huge that someone's touching your nipples?
It's still a nipple. It's
That
huge.
might change it then, because do I want my nipples touched if they're huge? Ugh.
What are you on about with these sensitive nipples? I've never heard anyone be like, "Oh, don't, whatever you do, don't touch my nips." Like, you know how I am with balls, where I'm like, I don't like the balls being touched. This has come up in a previous episode.
Oh yeah, I remember you complaining about that last time we shared a bed.
Total, yeah, I hate it, mate. Anything else, just keep to the shaft. You know, the shaft is it's enough there to keep you busy. But as soon as you get onto the balls, ball action, it's too much for me. We ain't playing football. We ain't doing handball. I don't need those balls being touched, right? Balls are off the table. They're off the table. It's a handball. Get off them, right? Don't like it. That doesn't exist for nipples. I swear that doesn't exist.
So you're a nipple man. You like nipples being tweaked.
I'm totally indifferent. They're just nipple. Like, there's no feeling in them. The only time that they ever get touched is when someone gives you like a fucking titty twister when you're like 10. I think that's the last time anyone's ever done anything to my nipple. Like, ever. I don't think I've ever had anyone like clamp them or anything like.
You don't think you have?
I've been
So you
pretty
may have.
thrashed on that type. Well, I might have. I might have liked it, but I woke up without a memory, and I think that's always a saving grace with too much alcohol, as it will be for this episode, until we come to edit it. Spencer, what is your take on this one then? You posed a question. I want to know what you're thinking.
Right. Well, your boys' ideologies with this. It started. You were like, "Well, I'm Phil's got a huge cock. Davey, you've got huge nips. I have neither. I've got a very small both. So realistically, if I have 2 penis-sized nipples, it's not that deep. I mean, and even if they do get hard, you just do what you do anyway, and you just push them up under the belt, you know? So they might stick out of your collar a little bit, but realistically, that's not your fault. Police might do you for public nudity, but it is what it is. And in terms of a nipple-sized penis, I couldn't do that.
I mean, the one thing about it though, Spence, is you could at least join that movement of free the nip. You know, that's always trending on, like, you know, where girls going out without a bra on and that, free the nip, keep the nipple out, you know, anything like that. You could be a mascot for that, but for the male side of it. And I'm sure there's a product out there that you can sell.
Bro, exactly. It'd be free to tip.
Yeah, free the tip. Free the ball. I reckon it's just the one ball hanging out, just the one.
I can imagine Spencer on billboards all around the country. Free the nip.
Already have been, mate, just not for that reason.
Yeah, he went on for carbon monoxide poisoning. It's a bit serious, that one. I can't really joke about that too much other than your eyes rolling in the back of your head. I mean, I can just imagine it. You know, like on The Boys, where they show like the hero poses, and they're all like cross-armed, like on the side like this. It'd be like that, so you'd have this tent of nips, like just out. And it'd be like, why contain them? Live free. Free the nip. By Spencer Davis. Straight underneath. And then probably sponsored by someone, I don't know. Tenor. They like to do any product that's like bad for you. You know, like you got anal leakage, you're pissing your pants. Tenor will sort you out, right? Maybe they're the people that would sort you out for this nip problem as well. There's a market there. I'm telling you, you can make some money on this. Not a bad idea.
I mean, Spencer's a good-looking guy. He could be, you know, sporting the new Calvin Kleins around the midriff. He could just hoist them up a bit more so they clamp down his penis-shaped nipples.
I mean, boys, you're getting a bit out of hand with this. That's not the issue. The issue is, how do you go about attracting not even the opposite sex, but your preferred sex? What you're going to do, realistically, say you're going on night out, right? If you're going on night out, you're ready for the night out. Would you rather have a nipple-sized penis? So even if you do successfully pull, you look normal, you look attractive, you're looking good. Peng bird along the way. She's like, ooh, look at him. Takes you home, put a bunch of fucking your trousers, and there's nothing there. She has to use a pair of tweezers.
Goes back to the foot fetish that you was talking about last week.
Exactly.
Straight into your trainers. Look out, girls.
No, I mixed up. It is what it is. Feet on the mind. It's because of what you said earlier. Feet on the mind. Or you have penis-sized nipples, and then the benefit is, right, granted, there's still nipples, so it's not as much pleasure, but like you said, Phil, there are senses there, and a lot of people don't like it, but if you do like it, she could be on top, sucking the one and jacking off the other. My God. A triple threat.
you might learn to love that after a while. It might be kind of Stockholm syndrome, where you've got it and you've just got to stick with it, and then ultimately you learn to love it, and then learn to want it, and learn to need it. And then you have to then go and pay people, because most normal girls won't want to touch 3 things at once, right? One's enough for most girls.
You've been with some safe women, Phil. That's the difference.
You know what I mean?
We live in Newport, mate. What do you expect? It's anything, mate. It's anything. £5, mate. That's all you need. Well,
£5.
I think we've had some...
Cone of chips.
I think we've had...
Or a curry that you have to pay for twice.
All right. That's enough of talking about nipples and dicks, right? Just for one moment. Guys, I want to know, what are you drinking today on this historic episode of episode 50? Spencer, traditionally, we always start with yourself. What are you bringing to the table today?
Well, I'm over your house again, Davey, because we thought it might be more fun if I'm here. And of course, what do I drink when I'm here? It's always the same thing, as Phil would call it. I'm on the Reds. Let's go. The Budweiser Classic. I'm the one, I hope you know, I'm the one who made this the trend.
You made this a podcast drink of choice without us. Like, it started off, we were just taking the piss out of Budweiser all the time. And I think, like Phil was saying in the last topic about nipples, about Stockholm Syndrome, that's just happened to us over time. And now we love Budweiser. But that's a great choice. What are you shot in today? Obviously, we did Fireball earlier. Have you got anything else for later on in the podcast? Because today's going to roll deep.
Right, well, this is the bottle of Fireball we shotted earlier, and it's the one that we split before when I came over here. These are the dregs, the remains of what was to be from the last episode. After we finish this, I have another full bottle of Fireball that I brought. Let's go. If the listeners don't know already, whenever I have to shot something, it's probably going to be Fireball. It is a delight when you're doing one at a time. When you do more than one, it's a bit rough on the throat, but that's the way it goes.
Yeah, it's pretty savage. Phil, what about yourself? What are you bringing to the table?
Well, Davey, I'm glad you asked. And people, long-time listeners, know me as a bit of a maverick when it comes to the podcast. I tend to be the outlier. I tend to be the difference maker, the guy who's arguing with you boys when you're sipping the PlayStation soup. Well, I've become old and predictable. After 49 episodes of MPS We Trust, I am sticking to the red tonight, yet again on the Budweiser, the classic podcast brew. Great choice.
Budweiser. The email's pswetrust@gmail.com. Please reach out with any sponsorship offers you got. T-shirts would do. You know, we're quite happy with that. Maybe a mouse mat, if worse comes to worse.
We could bring back the Budweiser advert, really, couldn't we, with the Bud?
Why?
Sir.
We'll practice that next time, all right?
We'll get that good. So what are you shot in today?
Well, Davey, I am glad you have asked. I've recently been over to Germany, and usually my shot of choice is the Jägermeister. So I've refilled my Jägermeister cool pack, been in the fridge all day, nicely chilling. So yeah, I'll be shotting that along with a little bit of Red Bull, commonly known as the Jaeger bomb.
That sounds lovely. Danker. Well, I am on the red for the sophisticated people. I'm back on my drink of choice, Estrella, the gentleman's beverage. I'm on that. I was thinking 12 of those today. That's definitely happening. I've got some buds in the fridge as well, but 12 of these are getting demolished. And I'm shotting Fireball with yourself, Spencer. So that's going to be an absolute delight, a fiery delight later on.
Davey, where are the Estrellas from?
Spain, mate.
Oh, and you've got a brilliant Spanish accent. You should definitely give us a couple of facts about Estrella in a Spanish accent, because we haven't done that for a while in the podcast. And this is episode 50, a celebration of the podcast. So why not give us your best Spanish accent and either push us on to the next part of the show or give us a couple of facts about Estrella? Why not? Just for old time's sake.
Well, as we're doing throwbacks, muere. Let's move it on to what we've been playing.
This time on NPS We Trust, what have the boys been playing?
Okay, guys, it's that time of the show once again. And yes, you might be expecting me to say quick news, but no, we've got to talk about what games we've been playing. And unfortunately, life has taken over for me, and I haven't been playing any games. It's really sad. I'm on a PlayStation podcast, and I talk more about games than I actually play. So guys, I'm going to hand over to you. I know you've been eagerly beavering away on your PlayStations. Davey, you've got a game you would like to mention?
I do, yeah. I checked out. It was on the PlayStation Premium for this month on PS Premium. Rollerdrome. It was a game trial, so I got 90 minutes with it, and I checked it out while I was on kind of an extended lunch break with work. Like, I didn't really have much on that day, and I thought, you know what? Let's just give it a go for the full 90 minutes. Now, Rollerdrome is a game that just got released a couple of weeks back, and it's a game that when it was first shown on the last PlayStation showcase that we spoke about on this podcast, Phil was very quick to dismiss as another trash game, just like he did with Stray, just like he does with pretty much any game that's in contention for Game of the Year. So I went into this with high expectation, thinking that it was going to be amazing. What it is, just to give you a bit of a rundown, is it's a game where you got roller skates, you do tricks on ramps, and depending on the tricks you do, you get a number of ammo. And that ammo you use to shoot people around the environment, and it's all about building a combo. And that's it. And that's the game. So it's all about getting your combos up and doing tricks to conserve ammunition, to shoot more people, to extend your combo. And yeah, it's all right. It's not that great. It's not a day one. It's not something that I'll pick up if I really am feeling it. It kind of reminded me a lot of what's that game, Spence? And you'll know what it's called. The one with the banana that I played a couple of weeks back on the podcast. I can't remember the name of it for the life of me right now.
My friend Pedro.
It reminded me of that in the way that you go into these stages, you do some tricks, you shoot some guys, and then it moves on. And that's really about it. I mean, any questions for me at all, Phil, with this one?
Well, if that was going to be in contention for Game of the Year for PlayStation, I think I'd be calling the Potato Chief up right now. I'd be in his DMs saying, please move me over to Xbox, because we'd have something to talk about over there. Atomic Heart is coming, and that game looks absolutely incredible. It's been blowing my socks off. I've been following that quite closely, not to champion an Xbox game. But when we're talking about Rollerdrome, yeah, I quickly dismissed it. It does look like one of those free mini games that you get on PS Plus. But was there anything that sort of maybe will bring you back to that game? Could you see any future for it?
I think the problem is with the game, and this with the game trial kind of lets down a game like this, is that it was one of those games that it gets deeper and deeper each level you go. Like, there's new weapons that are introduced, there's new enemy types, and so there's different ways to counter them, and so it becomes a lot more kind of tactical. Whereas the stages I did, and I did the first 3, it's very much a case of all I was doing was like 360s into grinding. And that was it, and there was enough ammo for me to take out everyone and get a 30-hit combo. And I was like, oh, well, I don't really do much more. But I can see where it would go with a little bit more playtime. The problem is, I'm just not drawn in to want to play that just yet. And I think the same kind of thing that I did with my friend Pedro will happen here, where I'll forget about it now for a number of years, and then pick it up way after the fact, and then realise, do you know what, that was really fun. But nothing more than that. I don't think it does anything in the same gameplay loop that even my friend Pedro does. It's not... It just didn't really grab me for that 90 minutes, and I'd expect a game like this to really get its hooks in me by then. But, just going back to a point you made there, you said about games which, you know, this being a potential for Game of the Year would be a shame. Stray is one of the potential games of the year, and that's a game about a cat. So anything is possible, Philippoi. Anything at all. You need to open that mind, mate. You need to open that third eye and just become enlightened by cats, because they are the way forward.
We'll see if we're still having this conversation towards the end of the year when we're picking our Game of the Year, because I do not think you will be still talking about Stray in the same vein. But anyway, this podcast has got real serious. Let's move on. Spencer Davis, what have you been playing?
Right, well, that got really serious. Okay, I've only really been playing one thing. I played a little bit of Returnal and stuff, but not enough to warrant speaking about it. I'm, a fraction closer to getting my platinum, but that's about it. I got a new Scyther in the second world. I finished the first biome now. That's it. But in what I've been playing that I'm actually really keen to talk about because it is blowing me away, Dead by Daylight. For some reason, I played this game maybe like a year ago, maybe a bit less, and I enjoyed it then. but I just never went back to it for no specific reason. I just didn't keep playing it. And me and Davey were having a night where we were looking for something to play. He said, "Do you want to play some of The Forest or something else?" And I was like, "Well, I'm keen for a bit of something else," because I just didn't fancy playing The Forest. It's verbatim what I said as well, actually. And we had a look through our libraries and just thought, Dead by Daylight? We were like, yeah, let's try Dead by Daylight. We haven't been able to put it down since. That game is exceptional. Davey, the homie, because we library share, bought the... I don't think I can
You
say
can
it.
say
Can I
it
say
here.
it?
You can
I
say it here.
Okay. Bro,
yes, of
I
course.
shit
You
myself.
remember what you've been playing?
I shit myself. Oh my god. I cacked my pants.
You're in what you've been playing. You're totally safe. You are totally safe, mate.
Oh my god, I cacked myself so hard. Keep that in. Davey bought the Resident Evil DLC. If I hear the alarm go off, I'm fuming. He bought the DLC, and because we game share, we both get that DLC. So he's playing as Jill, I'm playing as Leon, and now there's a new Resident Evil DLC coming out within the next few weeks, and I can buy that, and then we'll both get it. It's 2 for 1. Absolute class.
Sounds incredible. My question to you, though, Dead by Daylight, obviously being around a little bit, it's one of those games that a lot of streamers play. I see a lot of it on my timeline. Come and watch me stream. I never joined a Dead by Daylight stream. So for the noob, me and I would say probably a large proportion of our listeners, what sort of game are we talking about here?
Right, so it depends on what role you're playing. So there are 2 roles. There's the killer and the survivor. The killer is basically, well, just a killer, but from any franchise of horror. So it could be Freddy Krueger. It could be Pyramid Head from Silent Hill. It could be Nemesis from Resident Evil. It could be that she's got a weird name from The Ring, whatever her name is. Could be Pinhead. It could be anything. There's so many killers in this game.
Phil's favourites in there. There's a whole level based on Saw. And so they've got, you go into the freezer in there or in the meat locker, and there's the guy, the doctor who's like cut his leg off. There's him, there's the scorch mark on the floor from the first film. It's awesome, dude. There's even like a part in there. There's all TVs playing where it's Jigsaw on the TV. And one of the killers is the pig.
I wish you hadn't mentioned it. It'll give me nightmares now for weeks.
The game can be scary. I actually have a story about why it's a bit scary. But back to explaining the game. So you have the killers, and then the opposite role is the survivors. So there's 4 survivors, and their objective is to help each other out and distract the killer for long enough to activate the 5 generators in the map, then open the escape and get out. And you want to try to do it, saving everyone, and all of you escape. Sometimes it doesn't work out that way. Sometimes you have to leave people behind, people get hooked. So what the killer can do, the killer can hit you. If they hit you twice, you go to the ground, they can pick you up and hook you. He can hook you twice, then if he hooks you a 3rd time, you're just dead. You're dead. And when you get hooked, you have to hope that your teammates are homies, because a lot of the time they're not homies and they just leave you and just run away. But if they are homies, they'll get you off the hook, and then that's it. You're back to playing the game. You're injured, you can heal yourself if you have a med kit, or others can heal you. It takes a lot of time. Every single thing in this game takes time. You need someone to distract the killer, try and keep them away, or just hide. You need to hide away from them and try and get the objectives done whilst trying to survive and keep your teammates alive at the same time. All of it seems simple when you first play. It seems like, oh, just stay away from the killer, that. But there's so much coordination that actually goes into this game. In order to succeed in the best way you can, there's a lot of coordination. Every survivor has perks, the killer has perks. There's items to play, there's flashlights, med kits, toolboxes to speed up your generator speed and to sabotage traps and stuff. There's so many mechanics in play whilst you play this game, and the game doesn't really let you even play the game until you've played 100 matches, because that's how long it predicts it to take for you to be good at this game.
It sounds a lot like that PS Plus game that we had, I think it was quite a few months back, called First Class Trouble. Remember when there was a lot of griefing and you kind of had to work as a team, and then there was killers involved in it? Same sort of situation with that game. Dave, have you been playing this along with Spencer then?
I have, mate, yes. We've been sweating the absolute living balls off it. And in fact, I've been playing a little bit more than Spencer has. Spencer's been working in the evenings and I've been gallivanting around. I've been trying to work on playing Dead Space, But every time I start it, I think, oh, I'm so close to leveling Jill to prestige. I'm so close now. I want to get that bloody skin, the skin you get for getting her to prestige. I'll just do a little bit more. And what Spence is saying here cannot be understated in terms of how much depth there is to this game. There is so much, and it's only become apparent to us, I think, over the last night or so, where it's all about now. When it started, it was all about just getting away from the killer, and that was it. Whereas now, it's a case of who's got the least hooks. They have to go and save this person. They have to be the person to distract the killer. They have to run the loop as much as they can to keep him busy so other generators can get done. There's body blocking, which we didn't realize was a major component to this. There's so many different things. To me, Spence, I don't know if you'd agree with me on this, the road to learning this game is reminding me so much of learning a fighting game. Like, so much. In terms of just having that top level understanding, and then as soon as you go a little bit deeper, like with fighting game, you learn about frames. And it's like, holy shit. And like everything opens up from there. I feel like for that genre, for the asymmetric multiplayer game, which this is, that there's so much more depth than just in the perk choices. It's your minute-to-minute decisions. I fucking adore every minute we spent on this game.
I do agree. I could liken this to a fighting game. I mean, you got to think, you get into a fighting game, by the end you're learning like the frames and that, like you said. All the perks last a specific number of seconds. When you use the flashlight to distract the killer or to stun the killer, it takes 8 seconds or 7 seconds. Everything, technically, because 8 seconds is just a big number of frames. It's still frames. It's just a lot. You have to learn animations. You have to learn how to trick the killer into going this way or that way. You have to use the environment to benefit your escapes. This game's deep, man. And that's not all, because this game gives so much to fans. The fan service in this game is exceptional. I remember you and I were playing the other night, and we called it last game. But you know what happens. The last game's never really the last game. So we actually played one more game. And that last game took us to the RPD from Resident Evil 2. And we both were immediately just like, holy shit. That game we played, our comms, our communication to each other was so much better than any other game we'd played, because the layout is the same. We were like, okay, I'm in a safe room. Oh my god, Davey, mate, the safe room plays the music. We were like, no way, no it doesn't. Yet it does. You got into the safe room and I heard you just go, oh. It was insane. We knew the exact layout. I'm in the library. Oh, I'm in the unicorn room. Oh, nice, we'll meet up. We knew everything. So we know that the more we play the game, the more we'll learn the other maps that are in that game. And that communication will just be a constant. We'll be able to communicate efficiently, effectively, and try our best to survive. And that's what the game's all about. I am so excited to spend more time with it.
Are the layouts the same then? So if you do go in the RPD, you know, is the library to the right and things like that? You know, are you going through the same doors to go to the right places? Or is it switched around for the game itself?
The layout's the same. The building's slightly different. So there are doors that didn't exist in RE2, and there are doors that did exist in RE2 that don't exist now. The map's not as big as the original RPD, but there are different things, like you can get outside upstairs a different way than you usually would in RE2. There are lots of, they've kind of made it work in their game, but the layout is more or less the same as it was in the original game, but the way the game functions is that the generators randomly spawn. They could be anywhere. The hatch randomly spawns, and the killer shack, I think, randomly spawns. So everything in the game, as much as you could know the layout, you don't know exactly where everything is. So you still have to traverse the map and learn it to be as efficient as you can.
I think what you're saying there about like kind of Easter eggs and fan service there, the game it reminds me of is Smash. You know, like with Smash where they bring in another character and every single move's a throwback to something else. Well, in this, it's like you play on the Halloween level. And say, for example, you're fighting Michael Myers, right? The killer of Halloween, for those that don't know. When he's stalking you, you get different like stalker music depending on each killer, so that you know they're around. So the Halloween theme will start playing, and the map is from the movie. And you're like, oh my god! And littered around it will be different things from the franchise that are there for fans of that franchise. So when we played against the girl from The Ring, her whole gimmick is about the fact that she can go through TVs. So that there's TVs dotted around the map, and she can warp through them to close space. But if you want to stuff her, you take the tape out. And by taking the tape out, it puts a curse on you, that the only way that you can get rid of that curse is by putting tapes back. And so as soon as the tape fills up, just like in the movie The Ring, where you watch the film, you got 7 days, and you die, if your curse goes all the way up, she can insta-kill you. So it becomes this, it's just a cool little way to play fan service to the fans, which offers something new to the game. And I really appreciate that so much here. I think it's probably the best fan service we've ever had for a horror-based thing, ever. It's incredible. It's actually incredible. It's like Nemesis brings in zombies. His whole thing is about infection. So he gets people and they get infected with the T-virus. And then if that goes on long enough, they can't heal. They start losing health. They start slowing down. They start turning into a zombie. So you can just pick them up and hook them, whatever. It's like cool little things they've done to bring these horror franchises together into a universe that makes sense. And I fucking love it. I think, honestly, this game, we're mugs for not checking this out and giving this the time before, because we've each put a few hours here or there, and it seems very shallow when you play it once or twice. But then as soon as you put a little bit of extra time into it, as soon as you start realizing that, oh, I can loop this in a different way. I can fake going this way to make the killer just take that little bit longer with me so my teammates can get their jobs done. It just starts getting addictive then, because you start noticing yourself improving game to game to game. And it's a sensational time. I think anybody that's been on the fence with this game, or for example, it's free with PlayStation Extra this month. You've got it there for free if you've got Extra. Download it, give it a shot. Especially if you can find a couple of people together, it is sensational. And Phil, I would love to see you in the fog with us. I would absolutely love it, because I know that you would really enjoy this.
I'll take you up on that invite, Davey. So let's move it on to quick news.
Guys, I know we're going a little bit off here, but there's something that I forgot to do, and I think it could be the shots that we started the episode with, or maybe talking about nipples, I don't know, but something made me forget. I wanted to tell you guys, do you know, you've heard of Hasbulla, yeah?
I love Hasbulla, bro. I love him.
What a lad. What an absolute lad. He's on my timeline 24/7 and he's living rent-free.
Oh, he lives rent-free for me. But there's this parody account of Hasbulla, and all they do is they take pictures of him and put like really random things to it. So like, for example, one of them was this: you can copy my recipe, but you'll never be able to replicate my sauce. Throughout this episode, I'm gonna lay these quotes down. I've saved like loads of them. I fucking love this page. I'm going to try and put as many as I can over the episode, and I've forgotten until now, and that's done my head in that I can't believe I forgot until now. Let's get back to this show. Quick news.
So, we're on to quick news, or today it might be a bit more of a medium news. It's kind of a mix of the two. So, for our impressions and our jingle theme this time, I propose there is no theme. You can suggest whatever you want. Honestly, didn't come prepared with a theme. Didn't think I'd be doing quick news. So this is probably my easiest way out of it. Philip Hoy, starting with yourself. My impression for you. Have you ever heard of the game Rock Band?
No.
It's basically Guitar Hero, but drums. So I want you, as a set of drums, to play your favourite song.
Okay, my favourite song. It's that song by the White Stripes. It's called Seven Nation Army. Okay, so I'll do some Meg White for you. Doom, 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 doom. Quick news! A Days Gone movie is in development, but for some reason they aren't casting the same actor as they used in the game, guys. I don't understand why they make these crazy decisions. So moving on, as my quick news was about Days Gone, and I know, Davey, you are a fan of the series. You actually championed it when you played it through. I would like your best impression of Deacon St. John. Give me an impression, son.
He's just a bloke. He's just a guy. Goddamn infected. He doesn't really say anything. There's like nothing there. There's like, what am I going to say?
You could be like,
time to get on this
where's
chopper.
my wife?
All he is looking, I can't wait to walk through these flower fields for 10 minutes while I just slowly walk and the story unveils itself. Can't wait to go to my 5th area, which this game never... Oh, fuck. Do you know what? Fuck it. Quick news. Helldivers 2 has leaked. It's a PlayStation exclusive, published by Sony, and of course, being made by Arrowhead, the absolute boys. Now, this leaked on Twitter with a 10-second video, which is obviously coming up soon, maybe in the rumoured PlayStation Showcase coming out in September. And what happened was, this footage was taken offline. It was copyrighted, so it's gone. Can't view it anymore. I have had the pleasure of seeing this. It is very, very short, 10 seconds in length. You don't really see an awful lot, but you can tell it's Helldivers. Now, guys, I fucking adore Helldivers. It's a game that I champion, I adore. It's one of the best co-op experiences I've ever had in my entire life. Spencer, I know you're a fan of Helldivers. Are you excited to see the potential that this could be back with a sequel?
Bro, I am so keen for a sequel. One of the things we've always said to each other was, man, I'd love the Platinum Helldivers. But the Platinum is near impossible. It is literally so difficult because you have to complete like a world mission or whatever it's called. And those you have to take part in it. And when it's complete, I think you get the trophy for it. And the way it works sucks because now that not many people are playing the game, it's so difficult to actually achieve it. And we just haven't done it.
The trophy I think you're on about is the one where it takes 4 of you to complete like a level 10 or level 15 mission. That's the hard ones. Like, we've both got the ones for just taking part in a campaign, because as soon as the campaign ends, it'd be like 60 days later and be like, Helldivers? Yeah. Like, we're done with our games with like, Helldivers? Yeah. Boot it back up, we get the trophy for completing that galactic campaign. But you're right, like, some of them are really hard. Some of them take a lot of hours to put into, take a lot of grinding. It's a hard-ass time. It is a hard-ass time to get some of those trophies.
Yeah, but aside from the trophy, aside from that dream of us platinuming that game, it is a phenomenal game. We've played it with so many different people, and every time it's been an absolute blast. Me and you have just been a constant duo in it. We try to do it efficiently, and it always goes wrong. Maybe one of those survivors we've saved gets crushed by the mech, or we accidentally shoot someone in the head, or we just get overrun, we mess up blowing up the nukes. God knows what could happen. But it's so funny, the entire game. And then when you do it efficiently, you actually manage to achieve the mission you've been trying for the last hour and a half, and you get it done. The sigh of relief and the weight off your shoulders is gone, and you are just so happy. That game is so sick. I would adore a sequel. It'd be 100% a day one for me. I know it'd be a day one for you, which means it'd be in your library, so it's easily a day one for me. I wouldn't have to buy it. Great time. I might buy it anyway because I love the series. If this is true, which it obviously is, blatantly is, great time. I can't wait for Helldivers 2. We've been talking about it for years.
I know, it's a great time to finally see this come to life. I thought this might be a series that might go the way of like Colony Wars or any of the great series of old that seems to have been forgotten in PlayStation's lineage. Now, Phil, I don't think you've enjoyed Helldivers with us. Just to set the scene, Helldivers is basically Starship Troopers, but a game. That's pretty much what it is. Does this have any interest for you, having a co-op game where it's a top-down shooter that has friendly fire on? And that is very important.
Yeah, of course. And for some reason, I don't seem to be getting these invites when you and Spencer are going off for your little one-on-one sessions on PlayStation. I'm probably going to need to unblock you on Twitter, let you DM me now, and I'll start picking up those invites if you do throw some pity my way and invite me. You know, we're hopefully going to be playing a little bit of Multiverse in the future, so we need to set that up. But definitely Helldivers. That sounds amazing, guys. Invite me.
Now, moving on from Helldivers, as much as I'd love to gush about it for the next hour and a half, by the time we move it on, Spencer, speaking of Helldivers, I want your best Helldivers impression.
I assumed you'd do this. I thought you might. And there's one quote from Helldivers that is just so much more notable than all the others. And that's, "How about a nice cup of liberty?" Quick news. So, we've talked about Last of Us in the past. Last of Us Part 1, that is. We have a bit more news for you. And that is that some of the Ellie skins that you can use in Last of Us Part 1 are as follows. There are going to be cameos such as God of War Ragnarok, Sly Cooper, Resistance, Shadow of the Colossus, Horizon, and Ghost of Tsushima. That's how you pronounce it, Davey. Thank you very much. So, Philip Hoy, back to yourself. My impression for you. Seeing as I just did Last of Us, and it's a game we all love and cherish, especially me. Ooh, this'll be difficult, mind. Sorry to put this on you. I'd like to hear your best clicker noise. So clicking. Quite difficult, that's what I mean. You're going to have to kind of... I want you to scare me with it as well.
Okay. Well, I had some Joel quotes ready. I had some Ellie quotes ready. But you've gone left field here, all right? And I feel like the clickers, it's a little bit about their movement as well. All right? So let's see if I can do this and still be on camera.
Imagine you pulled out a full mask. Imagine you have 100 prepped. Calling Lassie, am I?
Quick news. So listeners to the show, back on episode 38, Davey and myself had the pleasure of interviewing Mr. Jason Bradbury. And we talked about the future of VR. And in that episode, we correctly predicted that PSVR 2 was going to be coming out in early 2023. And it is, guys. So you've heard it here first. So make sure you tune into future episodes for bang on predictions because we got one right. Well done, guys. Congratulations. Now, Davey, talking of VR, I want more of a visual kind of impression now. Okay. And I think one of the most famous games on VR has got to be Beat Saber. So let me see it. I want to see your best Beat Saber VR impression. And I want you to use your headphones like Spencer did, where he gave us the impression of the goggles coming down. Let's see it.
The thing is, guys, you can depend on me because I thought Santa was real until I was the one with the bag. So I'm going to bring this through for you guys, all right?
I'm assuming that was a Hezbollah quote.
I have no idea. Yeah, it has to be.
It's got to be, hasn't it? Right, let me have the space.
Oh, props. See, because his is visual, we have to explain it as we see it for the listeners. He's
Make sure that VR headset stays on your head. To be fair, we've got
there you have it, guys.
Darth Maul having a stroke.
Alright, that's Kylo the Ren, because he's French.
Oh, Kylo Ren.
Kylo the Ren.
I signed off with Star Wars after whatever Darth Maul was in.
Quick news. Shocking no one. The reviews for Saints Row are out, and it's a stinker. Us and pretty much everyone around the world called it from its first ever reveal, but it's worth a warning to you all. If you're on the fence picking this game, please look into it because it looks like it's an absolute trash fire. Not very often we do these kind of reports, but a game like Saints Row, a game that we would be excited about on the face of it, we immediately returned off, and it looks like we're going 2 for 2 on this episode. 2 predictions called right. Let's fucking do it, boys. 50 episodes in, we got 2 predictions. Let's go. Now, Spencer, I'm going to be coming across to yourself. You know I'm all about throwing you a bone.
Depends on the context.
You know exactly what I mean. But you know that I've been holding a grudge for the couple of episodes. There's a game we were playing together called Multiverses. and there was an impression you got me to do that I butchered. I'd love to hear your impression of Bugs Bunny, please. It's payback, motherfucker.
So not following the trend of making it relatable to the news we're talking about. None of that. He's like, fuck you,
None of
Spence.
It's payback, man.
That's fine. That's fine. All I got to do is beat yours, really. It doesn't have to be good. It has to be better than yours. Bugs Bunny. Fuck Bugs Bunny, man. What's up, Doc? Quick news. Geoff Keighley has tweeted out, quote unquote, "We have a date. The Game Awards, Thursday, December 8th. Going to be streaming live around the world from Microsoft Theatre in LA. It's going to be the 9th Game Awards show we've had. And apparently, they've been working all year to bring us something very special. So, December 8th, look forward to the Game Awards. Now,
I'm going to grab some beers. I'm out. Can I just grab some beers before we do any more? Sorry, I dropped my 3. Can I grab some more? It's a perfect time to stop. It's a perfect time to stop.
But you just
it
went,
alright if I go grab some beer?
It's fine, yeah, but you went, as if you wanted to interject, and essentially just wanted...
Meanwhile,
It's a blowout, baby.
Oh, Bugs Bunny. Was it good?
Yeah.
Let's go. Hey. This episode's sick. This is I'm having a great time.
Yeah.
Dirty babe, you see these shackles, baby, I'm your slave. I'll let you whip me if I misbehave. It's just that no one makes me feel this way. Take it to the chorus. Come here, girl. Go ahead, be gone with it. Come to the back. Go ahead, be gone with it.
Take it to the chorus.
Drinks on me. Let me see what you're twerking with.
Right, he's back. He's back.
I was enjoying that. I was really enjoying that.
I just DJ in between breaks now.
Yeah,
I like that. I like it.
I think all these...
Walk it, babe.
Just chuck 'em in.
Yeah. Oh, no, what you misbehave. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, no.
get your sexy out.
Oh, happy go.
Get your sexy out.
Go happy home.
Get your sexy out. Get your sexy out. Get your sexy out.
This is like a song of everyone who's not relevant anymore, isn't it?
Yeah.
Who's on this song? Like, no one actually relevant anymore. Missy Dynamite on there? I don't know. Not throwing shade at Missy Dynamite.
She listens to the podcast. Big
Miss
fan.
Dynamite, hee tee. Do you know that song?
Huge fan. Huge fan.
we carry on? Or is Davey struggling to open his butt?
I am. Got it. Fuck.
Philip Hoy, my impression for you. I'm not gonna... Obviously, Davey strayed the path and made it non-relevant to his news. My impression for you is someone that sometimes you despise. And that's Geoff Keighley. Just... You have a Steam Deck behind you. Present it to me as best you can in a Geoff Keighley manner.
Just to correct you slightly, I don't feel like I despise Geoff Keighley. I appreciate what he does for the industry.
You despise
What
how
I
he
despise
dresses.
is his sense of dress.
Yeah.
Sense of dress. I've got some pretty wacky trainers, and I enjoy those, and I enjoy the pressure it puts people under when they see them to react. And I feel like he does that, but he does it with a suit, and suit and trainers is not a look. But anyway, I've watched Gamescom. I know how he talks to the crowd. I know what he talks about, and sometimes he gets a strange reaction, as we know from the most recent Gamescom when he was introducing a bunch of games that no one ever heard of and no one cares about. So let's get the Steam Deck for Spence. So guys, I'm here. I'm proud to present the Steam Deck. Can we get a round of applause for the Steam Deck, guys? Everybody on the floor. We can hear this, right? We've got the Steam Deck live for you. We're bringing this for the first time, bringing it to the MPS We Trust podcast. We have Spencer Davis here from the podcast to try it. What do you
Fuck
think, Spencer?
Steam. I'm all about PlayStation. This is a crime. Bring us Vita 2.
No, I think everyone can agree. The Spencer
No!
Davis
Fuck you,
knows what he's
Jack.
talking about here. Let's bring it on to the rest of the show. Quick news. So, guys, the cost of living strikes again. Sony's increasing the price of the PS5 in selected markets due to the global economic environment. Now, it hasn't gone up a lot, and I know it doesn't matter to you boys because we've already got PS5s, so nah. But for all the people that haven't, unfortunately, you're going to have to pay slightly more. Now, Davey, coming on to yourself, and I know you're heavily into politics because every time this comes up in a conversation, you're first to voice your opinions on the country. I want your best impression of our Lord, our Saviour, and unfortunately, God bless his heart, not our Prime Minister anymore, Mr. Boris Johnson.
I told you that the way that we lead this country out of recession is we put it all into leveling up. We level up our people, we level up our economy, and we just go. And that's not what Labour would do. Labour would drag you into the mud. They voted against levelling up. They voted against it. Isn't that right? So we reached around for the comments. That's not my views, by the way. That's just Boris Johnson. Boris, you can go now. Cheers. Thanks for coming in. You're supposed to be on holiday in Greece or whatever the fuck you're doing, not solving the cost of living crisis. But cheers, Boris. Thanks for showing up here and not doing your job. Quick news. Guys, a game that I've been excited about for quite a long time, and we all know my excitement levels automatically lead to Game of the Year contenders. It's a proven record. It's a proven record as long as the day is. Forspoken, a game that everyone on the internet seems to be against. A game that seems to be facing unparalleled Twitter pushback for no reason. It had a 10-minute gameplay breakdown. Did you guys watch this, and what are your thoughts on it? Start with yourself, Mr. Philip Hoy.
Thanks, Davey. Well, I did. I watched this before I reviewed Gamescom. Unfortunately, I'm going to have to echo probably a lot about what Twitter has been talking about. The action sequences, stunning. Absolutely stunning. It's what you expect from a AAA title. But the interaction between characters? Now, I thought I was watching some Hogwarts Legacy shit, because it was terrible. I am used to what Horizon was bringing me, with the interaction with characters, the lip syncing, the back and forth, the banter, if you like, between the NPCs and the playable character. But I was getting none of that. I was going back to the Fallout days. It was shocking. But as I said, the action sequences were stunning. The water effects, the fire effects, all the magic, brilliant. So they've got a little bit of work, in my opinion, to do.
What about yourself, Spence?
I've not seen it. But, I mean, I know enough about Forspoken to probably have an opinion on it. And my opinion is that action-wise, it looks phenomenal. I agree with Phil that conversation, dialogue, NPC-wise, it does fall short. But that's not enough, in my opinion, to hinder the experience. I think that game is still going to be exceptional, and I am just as keen for it as I was when they showed it as Project Athia for the first time.
Spence, I'd encourage you to, when you get a moment, or 10 minutes of moments, to watch it, because it is quite eye-opening. And I do understand where Phil's coming from, because coming off Horizon, that we just did back in February, March time, it's a stark contrast between what you see with a quest giver and what you receive as part of Horizon. Everything in Horizon, in terms of every character, feels like a main character, even if they're just a random NPC not giving you anything. And there is something to that. For me, 90% of the gameplay is the gameplay, right? That's what you're doing. You're running around, you're parkouring, you're pulling magic out the wazoo. And for what they showed there, it didn't diminish anything for the hype for me. Because, like you said, the spells looked absolutely epic. The combinations in different things she was doing, like where she was putting someone in water and then freezing that water, or putting this like green energy, and it seemed like to be like different bars that you're kind of working towards and leveling. It just looked awesome. But for me, the thing about it is the parkour system. Something they talked about in that trailer, in that 10-minute breakdown, said about how moving around the environment, They want to make it as fluid as possible. They want to make the world feel kind of alive and full of life. And from what we saw, it looked unreal to me. Like, Horizon was great. Horizon looked visually stunning. It looked on a next level above this, if I'm honest with you, in terms of the foliage, in terms of the environments. But the way the enemies were kind of there, and her magic attacks, it kind of looked almost scripted in the way that she was moving around the environment. I mean that in a really good way. You know, when something's scripted and it just looks really polished, it looks really presentable because they know you're going to go that path. It looked like that, but in the open world. It looked insane to me. And I think I can forgive the fact that NPCs are going to be gash, and it's going to be generic quests that we've had ever since PS3. It's going to be that kind of same mission structure, that same level structure. But with the open world, given this extra life and this next-gen features, I'd prefer it to be that way rather than the other way around, where you get great mission structure, great mission depth, but the gameplay is trash. Because ultimately, you come back for great gameplay. The story is a separate matter, but in terms of how that story is delivered, that's a different thing from the plot itself. And that's where I'm kind of going with this. I think this game just looks great. The more I see of it, the more I want it, and the more I want to play it right now. But I am hoping that in the time we got from now until their eventual launch, that they have time to kind of polish this up just a little bit, because it is quite lacking. Spencer, I'm coming across to yourself. I want to hear, and there's loads of videos for this, so you can use your imagination, which I always think is quite a forgiving prospect, but also sometimes your downfall when it comes to these impressions. I want to hear your best impression of somebody rage quitting and smashing their controller.
Can you paint the scene? What game are we playing?
So just imagine, Spence, I've just beaten you in a game of Smash Brothers, Lucario versus your favourite character, which I believe was, I was going to say Fox, but now you've moved over to Cloud. Yeah. So Lucario versus Cloud, I've just 3-0'd you. You have jumped off the side because of the pressure that I was putting on you, both mentally and physically in the game.
Fuck! Fuck's sake, man, you're so fucking lucky. If you didn't play that broken ass character, I'd clap your fucking cheeks. Quick news. Although PlayStation supposedly weren't at Gamescom, they did show something. And that wasn't a game. They showed off the brand new PS5 handset, the Dualsense Edge wireless controller. This controller is ultra customizable. You can make the Dualsense Edge controller uniquely yours by remapping or deactivating specific button inputs and fine-tuning your aim by adjusting stick sensitivity and dead zones. You can also save multiple control profiles. So you could have a profile for an FPS game, one for a hot topic right now, Dead by Daylight. You could have one for platformers, whatever you want. There's an on-controller user interface. The dedicated FN, or function button, as it's known on keyboard, allows you to easily adjust your setup while staying focused on the in-game action, so you can quickly swap between preset control profiles, adjust game volume, chat balance, and access the controller profile settings menu. You can also change the stick caps and back buttons, so you can swap them to adjust your need, make them as comfortable as you want, make them do different things. You can replace the stick modules, which obviously just helps prevent dead zones. Then it also has all the built-in DualSense features as well. Boys, we've talked about this in the past, so let's not keep this long. After seeing the DualSense Edge, the thing that was rumoured for so long, the thing that we've discussed in the past, have you changed your minds? Are you looking forward to it? Are you not looking forward to it? Are you waiting for a price? Phil, what's your opinion?
I'm still on the fence with it, really. It all comes down to price. Ultimately, I don't feel like I'll take too much advantage of all these different additions to the pad. So I'm probably just going to stick with the normal DualSense, and unless it's relatively cheap, which I can't imagine it will be. It's PlayStation after all. I think it's going to be the £100-120 mark when it comes out.
Davey, what about yourself?
Do you know, I was sold on it when I heard about it in theory, and to see it in practice, it's totally sold. It's day one for me. The big things that were a difference maker that I didn't anticipate when we spoke about it last as a rumour topic a few episodes ago. was that the headphone volume, that's a fucking game changer for me. Like, we're in the Steel series, which you're using now, Spencer. You can mute your own mic. You can reduce your own mic volume. You can reduce your own voice to talk ratio. But to actually change the voice chat settings, you'd need to have like a PlayStation official headset, like the Pulse 3D headset that you have. You can't do that on the Steel series or any of the premium headsets. They just don't come with that feature. So to have that built into the pad, that's actually a game changer for me. That would save me a lot of hassle, and especially the difference between like your volume and when I play with Phil's volume, very different depending on the headsets that you're using. That's great. But the biggest thing ever, is I follow Rooflemonger on Twitter. He's a fighting game connoisseur, and he was talking about the fact that with this pad, you can program the buttons to whatever. So you could program them to dash on a fighting game. So you think about when you play Mortal Kombat, and if you're playing on pad, you've got a really good advantage on there because it's just straight inputs on there. You could have that, but then have the pros that come with the stick in terms of the how quick it is to double dash forward, but have that mapped to a button. Bro, in terms of combo routes that you can have with this for FGC stuff, there is so much potential there that if you're a pad user, I think this is essential. For me as a stick user, it's not as precedent, but I've got games like Call of Duty. I got all different games that I could find a use for these buttons with that I play competitive or semi-competitive multiplayer with, that I think this is a no-brainer for me. And seeing as my son is obsessed with Astros and he grabs whatever handset he can, he's already broken one by dropping it 4 times. With this, I could just buy the sticks to put them in. And that's a great feature of life. That's a great quality of life improvement when people complain about the stick drift that apparently exists within the system, but never happened for me until my son dropped it face down 4 times on the bounce. But that's my thoughts. Spencer, where are you coming down on this? You were kind of in the middle of the fence last time we spoke about it.
Incorrect. Last time we spoke, I said it's a hard no, because I had no use for this controller, as seeing as it's kind of got these extra buttons, these paddles, all that. Its main use would probably be for games like Call of Duty, FPSs, and I'm already better than most at those games. So I didn't feel I needed this controller.
Fucking, oh my god, the breeze on this kid. Like, I know he said he spawns at the top of Krakatoa, but we've got only a short couple of episodes until we play the card open beta. So Phil, make sure you mark this down right now. He's got to score way above us, otherwise he gets a shot, I reckon. What do you reckon about that, Phil?
I'm happy with that because that's a big boast, right? And if
Big
you're going
boast.
to boast big on a PlayStation podcast, we've got listeners now, Spence. It's not like in the early days, you could say whatever you wanted. And, you know, it's probably just Davey's mum's going to hear it. But now we've got listeners. So, yeah, you're having a shot if you're not better than us. Considerably better than us.
Well, I'll tell you what, boys, I'm happy with that too, because I know I will be. It's calm. And if not, I get a shot on my favourite beverage. It is what it is. But I'm going to be better. It's the way it goes. Davey knows how it works. I'm always better at first, and then he eventually learns, watches 12 hours of YouTube videos, and then exceeds me. It takes him time. I spawn good at the game. That's just the way we function. It's the way I function. I was born, and my parents tried to return me because I was cracked. It's the way it happened. They thought I was faulty at birth. No. I was just better than the rest. It's the way it goes, boys.
Spencer. The difference between you and me is that the dentist, I went to visit the dentist the other day, and he said I grind so much, I grind in my sleep. And that's just the way I am, mate. That's just the way I am.
That's mad. But this new Dualsense Edge controller, although I don't feel as though I need it, I'm kind of in the mindset of I'd like to own every DualSense that comes out. I want to have all the colors at one point. But it's a case of like, say my white one dies, I'd just pick a different one to replace it. I wouldn't keep the white one as well. It's like, I'd like to own all of them. So this DualSense Edge, if it's at an appropriate price point, I'll add it to my collection. If it's an absurd price, then I have no use for it regardless. So I'll give it a miss.
I think that's a really good point, actually. What would you say is an appropriate price point for this, seeing as what comes included with it in terms of the extra bumpers and in terms of this extra kind of customization that comes with it. What would you say is an appropriate price? What would be the kind of top level price you'd pay for this handset, Spence?
I think it depends on the price of the sticks. So if the sticks are cheap and affordable, then the controller should be about 120, 130. Should be 50 or 60 more than the original controller. If the sticks are expensive to replace, then it should be a £100 handset. Because if you have to replace those often, which I can't imagine you will, but when the Xbox Elite controller first released, there were loads of stick issues with it and people had to replace them out the wazoo. It was all the time. There was an abundance of issues. If this follows suit and it's a similar kind of trend, it needs to be about 90 to 100 and make the sticks affordable. But if the controller's at that price, they could be a bit more expensive. But if they go higher than that, the sticks and the replacement features need to be so much more affordable.
What about yourself, Phil? Where would you come down on price-wise?
Well, I already made my estimate on the new handset. I would have said, sort of towards the 120 pound mark for this new edition. I could imagine it being considerably more expensive and probably less available than the current range of handsets, both in quantity when you get into the store and in range of colours. Spencer mentions he's a little bit of a completionist when it comes to PlayStation hardware. You want to collect them all. You're the Pokemon master when it comes to PlayStation handsets. And I think, potentially it might be a little bit more difficult to get these handsets later on. So you want to buy those quickly. But I do think you're going to be limited to colour, really.
I think for me, guys, I reckon it's going to be $79.99 UK pounds now. I don't think it'd be too much more. I think it'd be 20 quid more than a standard handset. Honestly, I don't think
Let's
it'd be too
put a
much.
shot on it. Let's put a shot on it because
Let's do it.
That's a madness. That is
Yeah,
an
I reckon
absolute
it's
madness.
80 quid. Max I'll go to is 90, and even then I think that's a bit steep. I
It's
don't
moving up
think
now already.
No, I don't think there's as much there. Like when you look at the Elite controller, there's like premium. It looks like a premium device, whereas this comes with a little carry case, shit like that. But it looks like it's basically the same, just with back bumpers on. That's pretty much it, right? I don't think it'd be worth more than $100. So I'm going 70 to 90.
I'm going to go 90 to 110 then.
And I'm just going to go anything higher. So I've got a lot more range, but it really shouldn't be higher.
We'll settle this when we know more.
So we now need to tally up the impressions we've done throughout the course of Quick News and give our opinions on who's the best, who's the worst, and if you're any good at maths, who's the median. I'm going to pass it over to Mr. Philip Hoy. Phil, who do you think was the worst impression of the evening?
Okay, Spencer Davis. Thank you very much for passing it to myself. Davey, I think you're making a little bit of an issue for yourself. I don't think you're putting in as much love as maybe episode before this one, before the one before this one. Because your impressions have been terrible tonight. I think your impression of Deacon St. John, I've not even played the game, but that was absolutely trash. There was no effort. There was no theatrics. There was no kind of embellishment to the impression. It was just poor.
Can I just defend myself a second?
Poor. So you have got my vote for the worst impression of tonight.
I fully take the criticism, and I understand where you're coming from, having not played the game. If you played the game, you'd realise it was actually bang on one-on-one. But can't help everyone, can you?
You haven't lost yet. That was one vote.
That's true. And now, Davey, over to you. What do you think is your worst impression of the evening?
It's my Days Gone impression. It was terrible. It was really bad. It was really bad. It was really bad. There's nothing memorable about that game whatsoever. There's nothing memorable about it whatsoever. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. There's put on the spot about a game like Days Gone is impossible because I understand a couple of things about it. I understand motorbikes. I understand Deacon St. John. I understand walking through a forest of flowers. And early episodes of this podcast were all about making people make sounds of things, like the sound of rushing water. How do you make a sound of someone sounding lethargic next to somebody who's telling them about the story when they really don't give a fuck for 10 minutes at a time. I don't know. I tried the best, but it was lacking, and I fully accept that responsibility. So I'm quite happy taking the worst, guys. Quite happy. But Spencer, what do you reckon is the worst?
It's your Days Gone, fella. It has to be your Days Gone. I'm sorry, mate. The thing is, right, the funniest thing is I saw you in contemplation because you wanted to give it to someone else and you realised you physically couldn't because that Days Gone. Granted, it was a hard one to do. Really difficult because there's literally nothing you can do other than go outside and record yourself on a motorbike. That is the best thing you can do. You did the best you could with your situation, your surroundings, your environment, and even then it fell short. So it's still the worst. I apologize, but you are my worst as well.
It's what it is. I know. It's a bad hand. It's a dab hand. The news this week went against me, and if we keep this trend up, someone's gonna get a stinker every single week, and that's just the way it goes. You know, someone's gonna get something really bad, and that's just the way it happens.
That's the way the cookie crumbles.
The way
Very
it crumbles.
true.
But we have our loser. We're yet to have a winner. Philip Hoy. Who do you think had the best impression of the evening?
Well, Spencer, thanks for asking. Now, Davey, I'm going to throw you a bone. A long, thick, juicy bone for you to suckle on. Because I think the best impression of tonight was the PSVR 2. Your impression of Beat Saber, because you got the prop out. You put your back into it. I really enjoyed that. Of course, you did shuffle along as if you were having a bit of a stroke over there, but once you got your shit together, I could see that. And that's my favourite of tonight.
Thank you, Phil. I appreciate that.
It's a respectable opinion. Davey, who do you think was the winner of this evening?
It feels a bit bad to vote myself, even though I would vote myself in this. In this, actually, fuck it. It's episode 50. Yeah, I vote myself. Yeah, I reckon I slayed it with that Beat Saber because I had what Beat Saber is based around, which is a lightsaber. But Spencer, over to you.
I've had time to think about who my favourite is. And also, I had a chance to just acknowledge how large your ego is, seeing as you voted for yourself. So,
Can't believe this is news to you, mate.
it's not news to me, but I've just been reminded. So, in the same sense, I will also vote for myself, because you tried so hard to do me dirty with the Bugs Bunny. You tried so hard to fuck me over with Bugs Bunny. And what happened? I delivered.
You did deliver, yeah. You did. Just like Domino's, mate. You deliver.
Straight to the door. He was there.
I would have given you a tip for that one, mate. I would have given you a good
20p, I
tip for
bet.
that one. Yeah. It's big money.
It's big funny. But yeah, I vote for myself. I think that Bugs Bunny, obviously you don't know how good your own impressions actually are, because obviously you hear yourself different to how they sound, if you understand what I mean. But you walked downstairs angrily after that impression and said, I can't believe you fucking nailed that. I can't believe you did that so well. So I know I smashed it. I'm happy about it. I'm giving it to myself. However, that means we have a winner and the loser being both at once somehow. It's SSJ Davey. However, I will say he's more of a loser than a winner because he had 3 votes for losing and 2 votes for winning. So it's almost neutral, a bit more on the loss. You have a negative KD, but it's not that bad.
I mean, the thing about it on this podcast is we don't celebrate winners. We only punish losers. That's the way this works. So no matter, even if you win, you still lose if you're still a loser. And I understand that, and I voted for myself in both aspects. So, I mean, surely that means my ego is neutral. Anyway, I'll go do my shot now, and then we'll bring it on to the fucking big quiz, baby. Stop! Topic time! And here we are, the mainstay of episode 50, the big quiz. And we are starting off with my quiz. Now, guys, I bet you're frothing at the gash to find out what I'm going to be talking about today. What my quiz is. We've had different music rounds. We've had a split or no split kind of situation. I always try and push the envelope a little bit when it comes to my quizzes. Now, I'm going to give you the idea of what we're doing here. When I was thinking about my quiz, and I was planning this since episode 40, I was thinking about when you're in a pub, there's loads of different games you could do. But the one is called karaoke. Now, what we're going to be doing is a game called Kamikaze Karaoke. And the way this works, there's 5 songs. I will tell you the track, and you each bet a number of fingers that you put on each song. The winner gets a point, and the loser has to have the total of fingers they put up for that song. So say, for example, Spencer says, I'm feeling confident, I'm putting 3 fingers on for this. If he loses, he has to drink 3 fingers. It's a minimum of 1, a maximum of 5. Now, to help with judging this, so it's not solely on myself, and this will be based not just on performance from your vocals, will be based on your physical performance as well. I brought in 2 special guests for this. Now, I hope you've treated them well recently, because I've brought your girlfriends in. Welcome, Laura. Welcome, Georgia, to In PS We Trust. How are you both doing today?
I'm good.
Yeah, I'm doing great. I just nearly got away with not getting very suspicious from Phil, but he caught me not in pajamas. So.
That's absolutely fine. Phil's drunk enough that you can get away with pretty much anything right now, and that's what we need. Now, I hope they've both been treating you well, because you're each going to have, when we finish the song, and it's not going to be the full song because I don't want to really punish any of us for this. I'll call time when it gets to time for each of these songs. You both will judge them together, and I will step in as the third if it's needed. So if there's a draw, I will come in with the decider. But mostly it's up to yourselves to judge the success on these guys. Now, lads, we're not going off Alexa rules for my quiz. I'm picking the song first. So I've picked 5 separate songs. 4 of them are the same for each of you. And the 5th song is going to be a surprise that I've tailored to each of you. So the first song you will do back to back, one of you going first, one of you going straight after, and then we will compare. The first song is a song that I know we all hold quite sacred to us. It's the Pokemon theme. Now, I have selected for this song, Mr. Philip Hoy, you will kick us off on Karaoke Kamikaze. So how many fingers do you want to put on your confidence with this song?
Well, Davey, there's a lot to take on board right now, isn't there? You've set us up something rotten, and I'm pretty glad that I've done exactly the same for you later on in the podcast, so look out. I've got something wicked planned for you, but I haven't included your misses, so don't worry too much. But yeah, you're going to be put on the spot. Are we allowed to look up lyrics? Because off the top of my head,
No.
I'm probably going to be a little bit hazy with this.
Phil, I'm already one step ahead of you. I've got a link to a karaoke track that you will media share to the rest of us. So that is into the chat for Riverside. So you will pull that up and media share that and sing that along with us. So you've got the full karaoke lyrics. You've got everything you need there for success. So I am not stitching you up. You've got everything you need to make this the best it can possibly be. So how many fingers are you putting on this?
Okay, let's start off with 2.
2 fingers. Okay. Spencer, how many fingers are you putting on this?
Well, if I really want to be the very best, like no one ever was, I think I have to put 5.
5 fingers on the line. Okay, all right. Well, I like the confidence. Phil, you're kicking us off tonight. So if you don't mind, if you can please media share the link that I've shared with you in the chat for Riverside, and make sure to include sound on this. We shall all enjoy your rendition. I will tell you when to stop.
Right, okay. Let's do it then.
Let's do it.
I want to be the very best. The best one ever was. To catch them is my real test. To train them is my cause. I will travel across the land, searching far and wide, to teach Pokemon to understand the power that's inside. Pokemon, gotta catch 'em, you and me. To know it's my destiny. Pokemon, you're my best friend. The world we must defend. Gotta catch 'em. Is a full of fruit. You teach me and I'll teach you. Okay, Mom. Gotta catch 'em all. Do I have to do all this?
That's enough. I won't hear that last. Yeah, that's enough. Oh, well done, Phil. So save your judgment yet, judges. We'll wait till Spencer Davis has a crack at this, and we will go from there. So, Spencer, if you'd like to make your way out to the performance studio up in my room, and we'll get you on this.
All right, are we ready for the live rendition of Ash Ketchum in the Pokemon theme? Ready? He stood so far away. He hates this, even though it's his idea. Gripping the mic. I wanna be the very best, like no one ever was. To catch them is my real test, to train them is my cause. I will travel across the land, searching far and wide. Each Pokemon to understand the power that's inside. Oh my god, I messed up. I know it's my destiny. Oh, you're my best friend in a world we must defend. Pokemon, gotta catch us. A heart so true. Our courage will pull us through. You teach me and I'll teach you. Pokemon, gotta catch 'em all. Go on, still on. That's my rendition. I hope you enjoyed. Thank you. I'll be back. I will be back.
Well, that was a treat. That was an absolute treat. So, judges, where are we coming down with this? Where are we coming down with the Pokemon theme tune? I'll leave it up to yourselves to discuss. Is it Phil? Is it Spencer? Where are we deciding?
I think you both put a lot of effort in, so well done. And then some notes were hit. There were some timing issues. I feel like I'm on X.
There's delay on the media share. You have to understand. There is delay. So for both of us, that goes both ways. There's delay.
I was gonna say, have you both heard the song before? As in, like, do you know the tune?
Fuck.
Savage, sorry. No, I enjoyed both. Well done. Georgia?
Right, I will say I have heard Spence sing this song a good few times. And I hate to say it, but that was probably the worst time you've ever sung it.
It's the one time I put my heart into it.
You're normally much better.
Phil, I did quite like the Amdram that you were trying to portray.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I don't have vocals, so I've got to do something to jazz it up, haven't I? You know, I've got to do some air grabs and some points towards the camera. I've got to do something to embellish this terrible voice that I'm blessed with.
I don't know. Georgia seems to think you could have done better, Spence. and
Right, I just want to say straight away, don't worry about feelings here. Like,
Yeah.
don't worry about upsetting, Laura, don't worry about upsetting Spence, and Georgia, don't worry about upsetting Phil. These
Honestly,
guys, this is a
fuck
strict
me,
competition.
fuck Phil. Lay it straight.
I say Phil one.
I would have said Phil as well.
Well, there we are.
1-0.
So, Spencer, that means that
1-0.
Phil has 1 point, and you have 3 fingers to do. You were overly confident, so I want to see those 3 fingers done, and then we should move on. And I want to see, where is the B here? Now, this is very important, because this isn't a trust exercise. I could just come downstairs and check. Okay, so put your other fingers on. Okay.
Why is it 3 fingers?
Yeah, it's 5. He said 5.
He said 5, remember?
Oh,
that?
did he say 5?
Because I bet
Five.
5.
Yeah.
I bet
I
5
said
and you
five.
bet 2.
I
So I
said
thought it was
2.
the difference.
No,
Yeah.
no. It would be 5. It would be 5. That's my mistake. Sorry, I thought you bet 3. I didn't think you were that confident. 5. He's
I
going
said
all the
if
way
I
down
want to
to
be
that.
the very best, like no one ever was, I have to bet 5.
All
I
right,
referenced
5
the
it is.
song in my bet, man. Oh my god, I put my heart into that.
See-
I'm so sad.
That's the way the cookie crumbles.
It's basically
See
the
which-
bottle. Should I just neck the whole bottle?
Well,
Yes.
yes. Now you said it,
Fuck's
yes.
sake. What a sad existence I live in.
Spencer, you know the rules for the podcast. On your head, please. Actually, it's my headset. Actually, no. No, it's fine. It's quite all right. It's my headset.
It's
you're wearing
empty.
right now. That's-
It's literally.
I'm quite happy taking your word for it. Right, let's move it on to round 2. So, round 2 of my quiz of Kamikaze Karaoke. Guys, how are you feeling after round 1? Are you feeling quite confident? You feeling you warmed up quite a bit from here? Phil, that was a surprise victory from your end. I don't think you were too confident going into this. How do you feel about that surprise win?
I think I've done all right, actually, and I think I probably know the key. Lots of arm movements, lots of thrusting, lots of pointing, lots of ear grabbing. Maybe that's going to win me the next song.
You're basically following my dance moves, so I really appreciate that. Okay, so the next track we're on to is Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, the theme tune. Something we both know, well, we all know on this podcast very well, something that's been a gaming tradition for us for a little while since Shredder's Revenge came out. So I have the link. I will post it into you. Now, Spencer, you start first. So I'll see you back up here to give this rendition if you don't mind.
So this is going to be my rendition of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles original version, NOX Karaoke. That's what the video's called. I don't know what else to say.
Everyone
My
gotta bet
confidence
each other
level.
first.
I'm going to say my confidence level. You know the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles theme better than I do, Phil. I know you do. You do, because you gave it to me on a quick
Not
news.
this one.
It's the same. I'm sure it's the same one. So you know this better than I do. You gave it to me, and you voted me the worst on this. I remember. So if you don't vote high confidence, I'm going to be very upset. There he is, coming in for dramatic effect. I'm going to say a confidence level of 2, because I never watched the original cartoon, because I'm 24, whilst you're, what, 46? 46 minimum, yeah.
Ansem.
What's Phil's confidence?
Ansem, he said. What's your confidence level, Phil? What's your confidence level going into this karaoke?
things?
Well, I've looked at the lyrics. It ain't the song I know. I know from the Turtles TV show. This is different. So how many did you do?
I did 2.
I'll do 3 then. Because I'm not confident. I don't know the lyrics as well as I do the TV show.
Okay, did you hear Davey explain the rules and how I got fucked over the last round?
Yep.
Yeah, well, what a shame. What a shame that is, eh? I finished the bottle, thank you very much. I did more than 3 extra fingers.
It's fine.
I finished the whole drink. I got skinny fingers as well.
We're here.
Alright, well, it is what it is. Alright, my rendition. Thank you, ladies. Sorry for making you wait. Mutant Ninja Turtles, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, heroes in a half shell, turtle power, they're the world's most fearsome fighting team. It's late, heroes in a half shell, and they're green. When an evil shredder attacks, these turtle boys don't cut him no slack. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, flavor target. Bro, it's so hard to track. You go up to that point. This video's hard to follow, man. The lyrics appear when they start. That's difficult. Phil, if you do this better than me, I'm well impressed.
Judges, every single one of these karaoke tracks, I have practiced. And I've seen for the first time, I know how accurate they are.
He told me this is the only karaoke he could find.
Yes,
with
it
Teenage
is.
Mutant Ninja Turtles.
It is.
So he didn't practice. He didn't look desperately. He said, "Oh, this one's karaoke. That'll do."
I know the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, and Spencer, I got a feeling that's not going to bode well in your favour. But Phil, please, if you don't mind, if you can give us your rendition.
Okay, I'm going to do something different with this one. I'm going to spice it up. I'm going to freestyle. So drop that beat.
Right, so there's going to be a bit of a delay, which I'll allow because you're going to go on for longer because I want the full rendition. It's only a minute long, so I'm not sure why Spencer ended it, but so I'll forgive you for the first lines until you get your timing right, okay? And obviously, judges, just so you know, because of media share, Phil's going to be out of sync with the video that we hear. But it's all about, you think about the passion, the exuberance, everything else that comes along with a performance, okay? Phil will be fine because he'll be listening to it in time to himself. So we just judge that as it goes.
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, heroes in a half shell, turtle power, Leonardo leads, Donatello does machines, Michelangelo is cool but rude, give me a break, Raphael is a party dude, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, heroes in a half shell, turtle power.
He's a radical rapper. That's a fact, Jack.
It's very hard to sing to this because well out of time.
Well,
There it
it
is.
looks like somebody didn't even look at the lyrics. They just went off. But it's not my choice to judge on this one. So, judges, over to you. Who do you think did the best rendition on this one?
Do we have to do it based on the accuracy of them following the video?
Well, I think seeing as Phil
did-
started
Phil
on
did
verse
just-
2,
Yeah,
I think seeing
he
as
did
Phil
do the second
started on
verse.
verse 2 instead of verse 1 because he obviously didn't look at the video that was media shared and that he had the link to, so he has no excuse not to have this prepped because he could have pulled this up himself and media shared it. I would personally, Joe, fuck it. I'm coming in on this one because you're both being too kind. This is a travesty because he has all the tools there, no internet disability that Spencer has, and he came in on verse 2. He came in thinking that his impression that runs the gambit on quick news would pass on this quiz. I think Spencer wins this one. What do you girls think?
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, Phil, you missed that whole verse.
Yeah. All
He
right.
also said I could start whenever I wanted to get my timings right.
Yeah, it doesn't take a verse. So Phil, if you can please have your shot, and we will move on. So you got how many fingers did you put up for this one? 2,
3.
3.
Good job. Good job. Right. So for round 3 of this, you got one more round to go before you got your own individual songs. This is a song that's very dear to me. A song that I've done for Quick News before. This is Snake Eater from Metal Gear Solid 3. Now, I want to hear your confidence levels before we kick into this. Now, we're at 1 apiece at the moment, 1 point each. Phil, you'll be singing this first, so what is your confidence level going in? What are you going to score yourself for this? AKA,
Can I go
punishment
absolute
Spencer.
0?
You can go 1 as a minimum.
1. Terrible. I got no chance on this one.
Okay. Spencer, yourself?
4.
A 4. Wow. Okay. All right, a 4. Wow. Okay.
I'm trying to have fun.
Good job. Good job. That's what I
Aren't
like
we
to hear.
all?
Brilliant. So, Phil, if you can figure out the best way to deliver this song to us, and we will patiently wait for you to do this. That TMNT, I thought it was a knockout for Phil. Gutted.
What a thrill. With darkness and silence through the nights. What a thrill. I'm searching and I'll melt into you. What I fear in my heart. But you are so supreme. I give you life, not for honor, but for you. In my time, There'll be no one else like you. Cry. Shh. It'll be the way I'll fly to you. I still dream. I still dream. I still dream of you. Snake Eater. Is that enough?
You can tell he's never listened to the song.
That's enough.
He's
That's
never,
enough.
he's never listened to that song in his life.
That is enough. That is enough. That is enough. Phil?
Phil.
Yeah, but nor are the girls. Nor are the girls. You know.
No,
Phil?
Phil, that was beautiful, mind. It's going to be
Phil,
hard to beat.
Is there not a tune? We don't know what you could have just.
You'll hear the tune more on Spencer's. I think
Oh, okay.
I don't know what's going on with Phil's audio. Like he cannot seem to share it through it, which is it's probably because of the roadcaster
Bro,
and stuff.
it didn't sound like he was listening to it himself.
Oh, I don't want to give my impression away here because I don't want to influence the judges here. But I fucking love that. I fucking love that. I mean, we got 2 other judges to go. Spencer, come on up to the performance area, and we will hear your rendition of Snake Eater.
Phil, I could hear you from down here when you were doing your leg.
Oh, I was trying to belt it out, you know. I was channeling my, inner James Bond kind of song, because that's what it is. That's what I went for.
You're doing your
I don't
Beyonce, were you?
remember the song.
What a thrill. With oh my god, it's so long. With darkness and silence through the night. What a thrill. I'm searching and I'll melt into you. What a fear in my heart. Oh my god. Why'd you do that? You threw me off. You actually threw me off. I'd turn to you then. It is what it is. It is what it is. Hang on, let me do this part again. I know I fucked it. It's okay. It is what it is. What a fear in my heart. I'm not gonna look at him. But you're so supreme. I give my life. Not for honor, but for you. In my time. Oh my god, it's so different to how I think it is. There'll be no one else. Fair play, Phil. Crime. It's the way I fly to you. I'm still in a dream. I'm doing it so much faster than I think it's gonna be. Snake Eater!
Stop it! Good, for God's sake, stop it! Jesus Christ! Right, that was a murder.
Right,
That was
can
a
I,
absolute-
right, listen.
Oh,
You'll
Jesus.
find this
Murder
fun.
scene.
Go on.
Can I hear your rendition? Yes, there we go. Let me go downstairs on the headset. You're gonna smash it. That's what I want. I want you to be like, judges, this is what it's supposed to sound like.
No, because
No, what do you mean? Smash it. Do good.
I'm gonna do my impression of it, but I really like the individuality that was brought by Phil's rendition, and that's. And I can't believe I'm taking sides, but Jesus Christ, Spence, absolutely fuck that. Right.
Does Spencer know that he's meant to sing when it goes green?
I don't know if Phil. I don't know if Spence knows karaoke.
I'm so sad. Yeah, I've been to karaoke like once in my life, and even then it was Aladdin.
Well, welcome to the second
Do
time.
Aladdin!
Do Aladdin.
Welcome
I'll
to
do
song
Aladdin.
4.
Chuck one
step.
jump ahead on there. I'll do that.
I'm sorry to say it's not included on this list, but here we go.
Next time. Episode 100.
I'm not going to smash it because I got a bad voice, but I'll do my best.
He's doing hand movements just like me. Stolen.
What a thrill. With darkness and silence through the night. What a thrill. I'm searching and I'll melt into you. What a fear in my heart. But you're so supreme. I give my life, not for honor, but for you. In my time, there'll be no one else. Crime is the way I fly to you. I'm still in a dream, snake eater. And there we go. And that's my rendition. Thank you.
Beautiful.
Me and Georgia both clapped, but we were both muted. We were both.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. But it's not judging me, it's judging the lad. So where do we fall on this? Who gets the point and who gets the shots? Who has caused the unintentional kamikaze?
Even though he wasn't even with the tune, I think Phil might have nabbed that one. I know that's went one-sided. Sorry, Spen.
Thing is, you did carry the tune. It's just you kept getting distracted, and that doesn't make a good karaoke person.
Yeah.
I carried
think
it
you
too
stopped
far.
twice.
Yeah.
You got
Is
too
what it is.
excited that Davey was there.
Yeah, it's so hard not to look at him, the handsome fella that he is. You know what I mean?
You want
mean,
to be
just
a
to
backing singer.
Just to come in here from an outsider I think we already know who the winner is here, but just to come in with it, Phil took the bass inspiration. He could have followed it, or he could have done a Michael Bublé with it. And what he did was he did a Michael Bublé, and he did a swing impression of it, and I fucking adored it. I lapped up every minute of that swing impression. I loved it. Whereas Spence tried to follow it, and then got distracted, and then tried to put himself back on track, and then tried to cover it. And I think my vote goes to Phil on this one.
Yeah, mine
If
too.
your judges
Yeah.
are split, but
Yeah, mine too.
all right, okay.
Yeah, mine
4 to
too.
0,
mine too.
5 to 0.
So Phil, you lead currently with 2-1. So we got 2 songs to go. You got the last song that you'll do head to head before you have your own unique songs that I picked out. For
I gotta
each
do
of
my
you.
drink.
You have to have your drink. How many fingers did you put on, Spencer?
4 fingers, which are currently right there, measured with the top line. I'm prepared. Love a beverage, me.
Good lad.
But the problem is, Spencer only got little fingers.
It's all relative. Got a little body.
I
Says the
think-
guy
I
who's
think
saying 2 every time. Hello?
I think you should drink Davy's fingers.
I got quite slender fingers, thank you.
I'd give anything
No,
to
you
drink
got
Davy's
fat fingers, mate. I've felt them before. They're like little sausages, them.
Jesus Christ, it's getting a bit sexual. We'll leave that for now. And
Take it however you want.
the next song, guys, for round 4. It's a song that beckons back to our childhood. It's a song that is drilled into the mind of everyone who was born in the 90s and probably early 2000s, Spencer. It's the Mortal Kombat theme tune. Very, very easy song to do. But I want to see the energy. I want to see the impressions here. I want to see the fight energy. That's what we'll be looking for. That's what the judges will be looking for in this rendition of the classic song from the movie Mortal Kombat. So, Spencer, you're up first on this one. So if I can see you come out to the performance area, and if you don't mind,
Can
I
I
would
bring
love-
my weapon?
Of course you can bring your weapon. Of course you can. Any props, anything you can bring to the table with this. This can be more of a physical impression, but I do want to still see the lyrics, which, come on now, they are very important. Especially as there's like, yeah,
It's,
got
I'm
Mortal
pretty sure it's
Kombat.
supposed to just Mortal Kombat, and I was like,
But you got like,
yeah, that's literally it.
don't want to spoil
Why is
anything
Elmo
here.
there?
Liu Kang, Johnny Cage, because Elmo's
Okay.
baptizing the fire, mate. He's an absolute madman.
Tell you what, I don't
All
want to
right.
break your TV, so I won't bring my weapon.
Okay.
Choose your destiny.
Flawless victory. Choose your destiny. Flawless victory. Fight! Excellent! Liu Kang! Sonya! Jax! Kintaro! Jade! Sub-Zero! Scorpion! Cyrax! Smoke! Shiva! Motaro! Muahaha! What does that mean? Fight!
Davey said that's enough. Hope you lot enjoyed that. Thank you very much. Pleasure. Thank you, Donington. There you go.
That's enough. Sit down.
We haven't done our confidence levels yet. We still haven't.
I fucked up. Spencer's already done his, so Spencer, what's your confidence level?
Well, I've already done it, so I'll just give it a 3 down the middle.
All right, that's fair. I think you would have gone higher. So, Phil, what's your confidence level going into this?
Well, I need some more beer, but I'll go for a 4. I reckon I'll beat Spencer, considering what I've just seen.
Oh! Oh! Okay, all right, I like it. Okay, let's see what you got.
Okay.
Show me what you got.
Hit that rhythm.
Choose your destiny. Flawless victory. Choose your destiny. Flawless victory. Finish him! Liu Kang! Jax! Jade! Sub-Zero! Scorpion! Smoke! Shiva! Mutaru!
Yeah, just plug his
I
headphones
don't
in. That's so funny.
Fight!
Right, there we go. We call it there. We'll call it
Yeah, I
there.
totally stepped on my headphone lead there, but it's all good.
That was class.
All right.
That was great.
Well,
I love that, Phil.
that ends the round of round 4. So, girls, over to you. I'm going to stay out of this one. What do you reckon? Who's the winner? Who's the loser? Let's get a decision. If you can't get a decision, I will step in and give the penultimate victory. What do you reckon?
See, I liked the dramatics of Phil, but I loved the performance of Spence. So,
I kind of get what you mean. Like, Phil did voices, so he tried to like get a bit scary, and yeah, I can hear you underneath doing all the shouting. But I quite liked Spencer's Amdram getting up and pretending he was in the game. Phil, you kind of just punched the screen a little bit like that, but you had a bit of a technical issue.
So, are we saying then, girls, it's a draw as far as you're concerned? It needs me to step in and lay the judgment?
Yeah,
I think this one's definitely.
They both said me.
I think this one's definitely a Spencer victory, hands down. I think he was the most like the performance, and he actually added a performance, whereas Phil added a vocal element to it. But unfortunately, Phil, your technical difficulty there with standing on your own lead, missing half the lyrics, it let you down. So, unfortunately, this one, This one goes to Spencer. So it's a 2-2. It's a
Yeah,
2-2
sweet,
as we go into the final.
Oh, it's all heating up.
Now,
Currently a draw.
Cutting close, fella.
it's cutting close. Now, I've each chosen a song for you.
Wait. Do your 4 fingers.
Thank you, Spencer. Thank you.
Stop forgetting about the drinks.
I'm getting too carried away.
It's the main reason
Do
we
you want
do
me
the
to
quiz.
bring one up? Hold on.
That's not 4 fingers.
I haven't
That's
finished.
no way
I haven't
near.
No
finished.
shot.
There's
I haven't
I was
finished.
gonna say.
Calm down.
I was gonna say there's no way. Yeah, carry on.
you know, Spencer.
It's a
That
bit frothy
shirt
by
on,
the looks of
David.
it.
if we'd let him go, that would have been it, wouldn't it?
That's half. That's 1. 2 more.
I think that's 4.
That wasn't even.
One more sip, one more chug at least, one more chug.
That's just the froth at the bottom. So.
I'll allow it.
over
I'll
4.
allow it. I think
But
that's
anyway,
fine. I think that's
I'm
over
not
4.
shy about drinking.
Right, so your last song, you've each got a separate song, which I think each plays to your own strengths. Okay? Now, of course, the requirements for this are your own performance that you bring to the role, your own adaptability, because I'm not telling you what it is before you actually do it, and your willingness to succeed and become a champion, especially when we're at 2-2. This is very exciting for me. It's how I anticipated it to go, actually. So, what are your blind kamikaze predictions going into this? What do you reckon, Spencer? Start with you.
What do you mean? As in we can pick our song or our
No.
our fingers?
You just pick your fingers, mate. You pick your confidence going into the
Oh,
final
but if I
round.
could pick a song, it'd be so blessed.
No, you cannot pick a song.
Well, if it's the issue is right, you don't know most of the music I listen to because I like musicals. I like
I've picked
Disney.
I've picked
I
songs.
like all this stuff.
Let me just stop you, Spencer Davis. These are songs that I've handpicked for each of you that I think will bring out your individual strengths, either in knowing the song or from what I think you could bring to the role.
You got to
In your
keep on
individuality.
rolling, baby.
I know you don't know Hamilton. I know you don't know any musicals other than maybe what was about in your time, Sound of Music. You old bat. So
I'm a judge here, Spencer. I'm a judge. You want to get on my
but we're
side?
about having fun, so I know you don't give a shit. It is what it is. Whatever you've put for me isn't going to be good, but I'm a champion. I was born a champion. Like I said, my parents tried to turn me back in because I was born cracked. So I'm going to say my ego's not that big though. It got hindered when I got second at the last Smash tournament. So I'm going to say 4 instead of 5.
Okay. Philip Hoy, what would you go for on this? So it's the last chance saloon. Your last chance to punish Spencer, but also win that coveted 3rd point, which we know can make all the difference when it comes to the big quiz.
Well, Dave, you know I really want this. I really want this. I really need to win this. I've been putting a lot of effort into this. But I've looked at the alcohol situation. I've got 1 beer with me. So it'll be 3 of my fingers, 4 of Spencer's fingers.
So you're going up for 3. Okay. All right. So, girls, who do you want to hear first? Do you want to hear Spencer or Phil? It's up to you. Doesn't change what song they've got. I picked a song out for each of them, but it's up to you girls who you want to hear first for your ears, your musical delight.
Is it going to be a musical for Spence?
It's going to be whatever I've chosen for him, which you'll find out in just a moment. So, what do you think? Who do you want to hear first, Spencer or Phil?
Let's go Spence because he's got to run along
Yeah.
and then run back.
Spencer, you're coming to me. The song, Spencer Davis, that you're doing.
Hang on. I went first last time. So why am I going first again?
The girls
That
chose.
is outrageous.
Excuse me, Spencer. You don't have the point where you can contend with the judges. The judges' will is final. Like the Oracle.
Brother, my quiz is yet to come. You don't want to get on the bad side
Spencer,
of me.
you're going to lose this point from the judges if you don't calm your attitude down and listen to what I've got to tell you is coming up. So you've got Never Gonna Give You Up by Rick Ashley. Okay, so a song that everyone knows, a song that I'm not gonna fuck you over with. You know this song. Everyone knows this song, and I expect you to come up here into the performance area and bedazzle everyone here. So come on up, please, and let's see what you've got.
I'm on my way, but I need a piss on the way.
Go, Spencer.
Lovely. How are you enjoying the quiz so far, ladies? You having a all right time? Bit cringy for you both, or are you enjoying it?
To be fair, I just checked I was on mute because I just started singing the Rick Astley song.
You're welcome to sing along. This episode is a song where you don't need to be on mute for this. Like, if you want to let it go, if you want to go for it, do you want to support? Do it. This is the time. This episode is all about just having a laugh and just having a drink. So don't worry about it.
Yeah, but
I thought
Laura
this
can
was
actually
just a fun
sing.
little game.
Laura can actually sing.
The thing is, I might be better.
Yeah, she'd be better than everyone.
That's fine,
here.
because at least you're coming from a place of proper judgment. Then at that point, you're sitting there like, I could have done it better.
I'd be like, you're off key. You started wrong.
They want the heart.
I really want him
in
to
that
do the bit where
performance.
it's like when he does the key change. I hope he does.
How far do you want to go into this? Because you can tell me when you want it to stop.
Oh yeah, no, that's quite near the end actually. You might give up by then.
All I was thinking is doing the first verse,
Intro bit.
chorus, for the second verse, chorus, end. So like 2 minutes in, so the finale, right? And this is a popular song, and everyone knows it. And I want to see. What I'm hoping to see some of this.
Feels like I don't want to listen to 2 minutes.
God, listening to 2 minutes of him try and sing this.
It's going to be great for people who are listening on podcasts.
I bet. Cruising along on your commute, and you've got Spencer singing, never going to give you up.
Could have given me so many things.
This is songs that I don't think.
There'll be like 2 minutes of Spence.
This'll where we get the drop off of the podcast. Like no one listens anymore.
You can all see what I have to go through every time I'm in the car with him.
I'm so sad. You're not
What
my
if
best
it
friend.
just?
You
I
could
feel
have
like we
given
should
me
remind
Aladdin,
him
you
not
could
to
have
actually
given me
try
Hamlet,
to turn
you could
around
have
when
given
he's
me-
singing it.
No.
He might try and do some
Because the headphones,
dancing.
right?
It'd be funny.
I think that's my problem more than it is, right?
Hi,
Let's go.
how are we doing?
Ready,
I'm
Spence?
befriending the guests, the judges. Hold on, how are we doing? You girls having a good night? You having a good night? Are you enjoying the time with MPS We Trust?
Mhm.
Yeah, you do realise you had a good night before you went to the toilet.
want to hear you. Let's go.
Calm down, Kiss. I got a performance to give. Rick Astley at Donington. I wish I could grip your mic, and like carry it with me, but I can't.
No, it's quite expensive.
I know it's quite that's not the issue. The issue is it's attached.
It's quite expensive.
It could be expensive with a freaking lead. You think freaking 2 Chainz is walking around the stage? I don't know what I said. Yeah, I don't know.
2 Chainz.
I didn't know the same.
got like $1.50 mic.
It's whatever.
He doesn't say anything other than 2 Chainz.
Spencer be swinging it
It's
around
only
like Ian
£10
Watkins,
Why
wouldn't he?
did that come to your head first?
But I'd be loving it. If I had that kind of mic, I'd be all about the shot. Alright, are we ready for my rendition
Yes, Spencer. Let's get down to business. Come on.
100%. Go.
of the second best person to sing this song, Rick Astley? The first, obviously, being me. Let's go. I fucking hate this song, by the way. We're no strangers to love. You know the rules, and so do I.
So do I.
A full commitment's what I'm thinking of. You wouldn't get this from any other guy. I just wanna tell you what I'm feeling.
How am I feeling?
Gotta make you give you up. Never gonna let you down. Never gonna run around and desert you. Never gonna make you cry. Never gonna say goodbye. Never gonna tell a lie and hurt you. We've known each other for so long. Your heart's been aching, but you're too shy to say it. Inside we both know what's been going on. We know the game and we're gonna play it. And if you ask me how, I don't know the song past the fall. Am I doing the whole song?
Never gonna give you up. Never gonna let you down.
The monitor's shaking. The monitor's shaking.
Is Cass at home?
No, Cass.
That's
ain't
all right.
home.
That's
Cass,
all right.
if Cass was home, I wouldn't be here because I'd be shooting at him.
Davey's just screaming his lungs out.
And that is it then, Spencer. Thank you ever so much.
Well done,
Thank you.
Spence.
I do
Let's
wish.
get a round for Spencer Davis.
Thank you, Donington. You've been lovely. Hope you had a good time.
Thank you.
I wish your headset had a monitor on it so I could hear myself.
That was lovely.
But it makes it very difficult.
Davey, were you doing this in the background?
I was doing a lot of stuff, Laura, in the background.
You
I was
look like
doing
you
a
were
lot.
clucking.
It's all about. Sometimes you got to cluck. Sometimes you got to do something else. And this was definitely a clucking time. It's like, I felt I was taking off. I was taking off back then. Philip Hoy, don't celebrate your victory too well because I personally think that Spencer Davis started off very strong on that one. I thought it was very
No,
strong.
I agree. That was. I think we should end it there. I think we just give him the win.
I think that was.
I think he was
That was-
top class.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, let's do it. Yeah.
I was trying to help you.
Top of the
I was
agree.
trying to be a hype man there, and I thought it went down well.
Yeah, bro, have you not seen me during all your songs? I'm having the best time.
So, guys, we've heard Spencer's performance. It's now time for Philip Hoy's. Now, remember, I picked these songs specially for you both. I'm looking for that creativity, that soul, that drama in performance that I think sometimes goes underlooked. This isn't the X Factor, but it's definitely the Davey Factor. And you're on it. You're on stage, okay? So I'm expecting something big from you, Philip Hoy. And this is, of course, Stacey's mum.
Phil, you know this?
Bro, you fucked me over so hard. I'd have much
There was
preferred
me.
this song. I'd have much
There
preferred
was me
Stacey's
thinking it was
mum.
going to be rolling. I'm going to keep on rolling, baby. Stacey's mum. Okay, let's go. And I'm going to dedicate this to a very special woman in my life. Your mum, Davey. Because your mum has got it going on.
Don't know if that'd be positive or not. I don't know.
This goes out to a little pretty woman in Caldecott. Davey's mom has got it going on. Davey's mom, she's got it going on. Davey's mom, she's got it going on. Davey's mom has got it going on. Stacy, can I come over after school?
After school.
We hang around by the pool.
By the pool.
Did your mum get back from that business trip?
Business trip.
Is she there? Or is she trying to give me the slip? Slip.
Give me the slip.
No, I'm not a little boy anymore that I used to be. I'm all grown up, baby. Cannot you not see? Davey's mom has got it going on. She's all I want, and I waited so long. 37 years that I waited for Davey's mom. I know it might be wrong, but I'm in love with Davey's mom. Davey's mom has got it going on. Davey's mom, do you remember when I mowed your lawn? Your mom came out with just a towel on.
Towel
I couldn't tell that she liked me from the way she stared.
Right, that's enough. That's enough. I'm done. Judges, I hand it over to yourselves. Georgia and Laura, have you come up with a defining winner on this? Or does it come over to myself to lay the judgment?
Wait a minute, I've just had a
Girls,
call.
I'll hand it over to yourself.
I've just had a call. Davey, it's your mum. I've got her vote. I've got her vote. She's in, mate.
Girls, over to yourself. What are you saying here?
I think we really enjoyed Phil just then. I think we both found it very funny that Phil changed the words
Yeah.
to the song.
I feel like there
to
was
Davey's
more
mum.
of a performance as well.
I've got comedy on my side, you know.
Yeah.
I've tried.
He definitely is Amdram.
But it wasn't the song.
That
Yeah,
is
this
true.
is remember, this is karaoke, so you're looking for performance to enhance a bad like song. So like, say you're singing it and you're terrible. If you got a good performance, you should enhance that to a it was all right to listen to. Whereas I think,
But if you go away enjoying yourself, then you should pick that one.
Phil, your views shall not be taken in this. Girls, I'm going to give you my
He
opinion.
also has recency bias, by the way, because they listened to him last.
I'm gonna give
He
you
has
I'm gonna
recency
give you
bias.
my
You probably forgot all about mine now.
I'm going to give you my opinion in this, and girls, you take it away, and whatever you decide to do, that will be final. I think that Spencer got dealt a hand that is... I gave him, as part of his culture, his age, the part where he would go on to any link and he would get rickrolled, and especially when he was that age where rickroll would definitely work on him, which is up until the age of 18. I gave that to him. And I think he delivered a performance that I would love to listen to. That would be a CD-worthy performance. And I thought that he put his heart and soul into it until he didn't know the lyrics. Whereas Philip Hoy knows the lyrics and still got them wrong. To go like I cannot not, like all this, I think it was a disaster. And as much as Davey's mum saves it, I don't think it brings the performance up to the same level that Spencer delivered for rickroll.
But ultimately,
But that is
who
just
are
my
the
take.
judges? You or the girls? You brought
Phil-
them on for
Phil-
a reason.
Phil, can you please mute yourself? It's a three-way judge. So, girls, you have the final say. That is my take as one of the three judges here. I leave the decision up to yourself. I've now left it with 1 point for Spencer. So if you both decide for Phil, that's fine. Phil wins. If not, then Spencer will win. We go from there. So it's up to yourselves to decide Spencer and Phil's fate. I will mute myself. It is up to yourselves.
Okay, I will say, I know Spence doesn't like that song. And he did do a good performance and kept to the lyrics as much as he could. The lyrics were changed, but I will say maybe Phil's wouldn't have been as enjoyable if he didn't include Davey's mum. So, if I'm sticking to
Laura?
it,
Oh,
I
Kara.
might have to go with Spencer.
I would have gone with Phil. I enjoyed his more. But it would
So-
have been 2-1, so...
It's a 2-1 victory for
It's going
Spencer
to be
then.
Spencer to win.
So Spencer,
Sorry, Phil.
I'm sorry, Phil. Unfortunately, been outvoted on this occasion. So it means that my quiz, the big quiz for Matthew Davis, the head honcho, the Davey Machine, the Davey Annihilator. I don't know what else I can say. No one else actually give me any nicknames, but that's fine.
What about your
The
bad guy?
guy-
What about your bad guy name? Dominion.
Oh, the Dominion, Davey. He has decided. He has come down with his Lord vote, and Spencer, you have won the big quiz 50 for Matthew Davis for Davey Kamikaze Karaoke 3-2.
fucking go!
But
I knew I had it in me.
And now
That
you
is
have
not-
to sing Stacey's mum.
that is not where it ends. Because, girls, I will bid you adieu. This is one of 3 quizzes. So, Spencer, you've done 3 to 2 points. We got 2 more quizzes to go that you guys will each be running. So, girls, I will see you later. That's the end of my quiz. Thank you for joining. Really appreciate your
Thank
time.
you, guys.
Thank you for joining me. Really, really appreciate it. Thank you. And so, Philip Hoy, your penalty is due. How many fingers do you owe?
Well, Davey, I'm not glad you asked because I'm hurt. I'm saddened. I billed myself on my karaoke ability and I lost to this man. But to be fair, Spence, you were very, very good. Congratulations, mate. Congratulations. Well done. Fair play. You did very well.
Thank you. You did well as well. You did great to compete.
I just had to fall back on comedy. I don't sing. I've either got some thrust towards the camera or some silly voices. That's all I've got. You can actually sing. So I think I've got 3 fingers, 4 fingers.
4 fingers, thank you, Philip boy.
At this point, who knows?
Most of the bottle, please. Here's 4. 1.
Well,
1.
1.
1.
1 half.
1. Yeah.
1. Yeah, I class
Excuse me.
that's 1.
Just as 1, yeah.
1.
One bottle. 1 bottle.
Yeah, 4 fingers in 1 bottle. You got like a little scrub at the bottom. Like, if you think about how you.
I've got big fingers.
All right, yeah, 1 bottle.
I'll be fucking down it all
Do I see,
then. Yeah,
do I
fuck
see the
it.
size of my finger?
Show
What
us
I'd
2,
like-
mate.
what I'd like-
Show us 2.
Who's doing the quiz next? Because then I know who to suck up to. That's
Show us your hand.
Right. I'd say that's 4.
Right, it's my
Can I,
quiz
can I see the bottle? Can I see the bottle, please? Yeah, I'd say so. You agree with that, Spence?
It's in 240p, so I don't know. But I mean,
Yeah,
I'll
I'd say
accept.
so.
I'll accept and acknowledge. Yeah, I'll say yes.
I'll accept that. Spencer, I think following my quiz, as you're the winner, I think it's about time we pass it over to you. Let's have your quiz, and whatever rules you've concocted out of the ether will come to pass.
Okay, well, my quiz is very much different from yours, so I need a minute to prepare. I hope you'll bide your time. Just be a moment.
I will.
And then we're ready.
Don't tell me you've got a costume.
We'll
Has he
just
got a
be minute.
glittery jacket?
I'll be a minute. I need to grab something, and then we're ready. And we start the quiz. It's a quick quiz. It won't be anywhere near as long as Davey's, but I need a moment of your time. Thank you. Thank
Deal.
you in advance.
Phil.
Should I find some elevator music?
Yeah, please. If you got some. Phil, do you know I originally tried bidding on a glittery jacket for this quiz? And it turned out it went way too high for my taste. Cheers, mate. Cheers. Cheers. Episode 50. Big deal. It's a big deal for us, mate. Cheers. Chin chin. Audience, I've appreciated you every moment that you've been involved in this podcast. It's been a labour of love for us. Obviously, we don't get paid for it. We edit it ourselves, highly edited. And it's been a fun time. I mean, 50 episodes in, gosh, what can we have done? That's 100 weeks worth of podcasting, because we, of course, upload every fortnight. If you've been here since episode 1, then please let us know, and we'd appreciate you. Even if you joined at episode 49, doesn't make a difference. We love you all the same. Thank you ever so much for joining us on this journey. Of course, if you want to write into the show, pswetrust@gmail.com. If you want to reach out to us on Twitter, our Twitter handles are in the description of the podcast. But you can find us on Twitter at InPSWeTrust. I look forward to each and every single one of you that reaches out to us, because we know, and you know, you make our day. Baby. That's what the PlayStation's all about. It's all about making sure you finish work and you come home and you think, oh, I got PlayStation to get to. And sometimes I might think, I might bath the kids a little bit earlier, might get them into bed, just so I got that extra hour.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Sometimes it might mean, oh, Spencer's back.
welcome to episode 50 of In PS We Trust, entitled The Big Quiz. I'll be your presenter, Spencer Davis, also known as Spenpie. I hope you'll enjoy having me.
Spencer,
So-
you look absolutely dashing.
Thank you, my friend. I'll give you the full ensemble. Hold on. You ready? God damn. Ooh.
Banana, 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 banana.
So, my quiz for you boys, very different from SSJ Davies. Gonna be very different, a lot shorter, but hopefully an equal amount of fun. So, I want you boys to decide among yourselves. I want an argument. I want you to argue with each other. Who goes first? And that's how it's gonna work.
Phil.
Davey, I hate you. I'm going to go first. And if you've got anything to say about that, you can email me to idon'tcare@whogivesAfuck.com.
How often is that mailbox picked up, Phil?
0 times.
How do I complain?
Please
how do
spam.
How do I raise it with the higher ups for that mailbox who aren't monitoring that time frame?
You've actually got some time with the top dog at the moment, and I'm not really liking it. So I need Spence to step in and just, push you aside, because I don't really have a lot of time for you at the moment, mate.
I think the thing about it is, I think you should go first because you've got the less time on this planet than I do. So I think that you're here for a very limited time frame, whereas I've got a few more years on you. So I think you should go first. I agree.
I'm not here for a long time. I'm here for a good time. But I know the way you've been living your life, and I think you'll be out the door much quicker than me. I'm still getting towards, the top at the moment, and you're on your decline. Have you seen that hairline?
The top for me is Krakatoa, and I'm already there. Whereas for you, Phil, the top seems like it's the Sugarloaf Mountain in the Brecon Beacons, and you're about a third of the way up, and you're never going to reach that top. But what's going to happen is you're going to get halfway up, stumble on a random rock or a bit of goat shit, and fall all the way down. And I think that's already started. You started that decline. The grey hair, the crow's feet, the fact that the beard is not growing in the same way it used to. But we keep you around because we got to have someone a little bit doddery just to keep the podcast to entertain all genres. And that's why, Phil, I really appreciate you. And I appreciate the way that you could slightly read the lyrics that are on screen. And I do appreciate that because I know your eyesight's failing. But Spencer, let's bring it on. Phil's kicking off the first round of your quiz, I take it.
Okay, so Phil,
because he won the argument, so
I will now explain the rules of my quiz. So I want you to liken this to The Chase. So if you can't answer a question, you have to drink 2 sips. If you have to pass, like if you get a question wrong, it's 2 sips. If you have to pass on a question because you don't know at all, then I want you to do a shot. And that's how it's going to work. And the way it's going to work is whoever answers the most answers right in 1 minute each wins. There's no points.
okay.
Ooh, nice.
Let's
nice.
just say
So,
whoever wins
let's do
gets
it.
1 point.
Well, whoever wins gets 5 points.
No. 1.
1. It means that you've earned 3 from mine, but I earn 1 from yours. That's not how it works, Spence. It's got to be 5 points on the line.
You won from mine as well. You won from mine as well.
No, that's not how it works, Spence. It's 5 points on the line for a quiz. It's 5 points.
5
Otherwise,
points
it's not
then.
fair.
Alright. Fine, 5 points. But the drinking is
You
what
can't
I
be like,
thought
oh,
about.
well, for my quiz, you earn half a point.
Bro, you forgot about the drinks throughout the entirety of your own quiz, which is the important
You forgot
matter.
about the points, which is the point of the
I
quiz.
forgot about them. I didn't think about them at all. Because I was trying to have fun. Listen, I'm Bradley Walsh. This is The Chase. If you get a question wrong, 2 sips from your drink. 2 fingers, 2 sips. Same thing. If you have to pass, then it's a shot. And I'll let you know, I have my questions prepared with me. These are all questions. I only got 3 of them wrong out of this entire card set. So this should be easy. So this is a numbers game. You have to try get more than your
Go on,
opponent. They're not hard questions.
How many? Okay.
How many?
All
There's
right.
a lot, bro. These are all cards. That's
Okay.
1. Oh, that's like loads. That's 1. Go on.
So there's 3. All right,
Oh,
deal.
lay it on me, Spence.
Let's
Come on.
go. Let's go. Who's going first, Spence? Oh, Phil.
Phil said he's going first. So I'm going to start the timer. And then I'll read out the first question. These questions are easy. But you have to try get as many as you can. Are you ready, Philip Hoy?
Go on him.
Okay.
Yeah, lay it on me, son.
3, 2, 1, go. Pinky, Blinky, Inky, and Clyde chase which legendary character around a maze in the classic arcade game?
Pac-Man.
Pac-Man, correct. Which iconic video game character was known as
Ball Pack Girl.
Jumpman when he first appeared in 1981 game Donkey Kong?
Mario.
Mario, correct. In which Sonic the Hedgehog game did Tails first appear?
Sonic 2.
Sonic 2, correct. In gaming, what does AR stand for?
Augmented reality.
Correct. Which game features the deadly agent character, Agent 47?
Hitman.
Correct. Which was the first 3D Super Mario game making a significant move away from its 2D game?
Super Mario. Oh, sorry. Mario 64.
I'll allow it. The timer went, but I'll allow it.
You started the question.
Exactly. So I'll allow it.
Mastermind rules.
So
Well done, Phil. That
that's
was good.
1,
Good
2,
effort.
3,
Good effort.
4, 5, 6 questions correct from Philip Hoy. Davey, coming over to you. Do you think you can beat 6?
Pressure.
I don't know. It depends what I got. If I had Phil's questions, yes. But it depends what I get at the wazoo. What you give me?
All of them are quite easy. I'll tell you now.
Okay.
But he took a lot of time with the one question, the augmented reality question. He took a lot of time.
He did. He did. But also, what you don't know is while you guys have been doing your karaoke, I've been fucking drinking beers, and you guys took a long time. So I've been putting them in. So let's do this. I'm confident. I'm confident, baby.
Okay. So are you ready?
I'm ready.
3, 2, 1, go. In which best-selling open-ended game do players create and build constructions out of textured cubes in a 3D world?
Minecraft.
Correct. MMORPG is an acronym for what?
Multiplayer, massive online role-playing game.
Wrong, but I'll allow it. In which game would you find big daddies and little sisters?
Bioshock.
Star Wars star Mark Hamill was critically acclaimed for his voice work as which character in multiple Batman games?
Joker.
Correct. Which word precedes Asylum, City, and Night in the best-selling Batman series of games?
Batman.
Incorrect.
Batman. Oh, Arkham.
In what year was the baseball game series NBA 2K first released?
Shot.
2K15.
1999. Asteroids, Missile Command, and Breakout were all made by which arcade game company?
Oh, fuck me.
It's your last question. You have to answer.
It's oh my god. It's fucking the company
to
that
read the
made
question again?
Atari.
It is Atari. Correct. Now, you got one wrong, which is one you should have gotten right.
You got two wrong.
You know what?
Got two wrong.
I got it right.
And
but
he
I
got
fucked
the
it up.
massively multiplayer wrong, but you allowed that.
So, Philip Hoy, you got no questions wrong and 6 correct. Davey, you got 5 questions right and 2 incorrect. So you were faster, but you were a bit too quick on the gas. You got, in what year was the basketball game series NBA 2K first released? You got that wrong. You said 2K15. NBA, the
I have
game,
no
has
idea.
obviously been around before then. And you got, insanely, which word precedes Asylum, City, and Night in the best-selling Batman series of games?
It's because we got delay on the line. So I heard which word first precedes Arkham City, and I was like, answer immediately before. Obviously,
I didn't say Arkham.
delay.
I said Asylum, City, and Night.
Yeah. Batman.
And you
So I
said
thought, hearing that,
Batman.
Batman. Yeah.
How do you explain MMORPG?
I'm quite happy you answer more than me, Phil. I got no. There's no reason for you to get involved,
Yeah,
Phil.
the reason I gave that to Davey
2 shots, I
was
reckon.
because the answer is massively multiplayer online role-playing game. He said multiplayer, massive online role-playing game. He got it right, just in the wrong order, so I allowed it.
Which doesn't make sense.
It doesn't, but I allowed it. Even so, with me giving him
You're the
benefit of
quizmaster,
doubt,
Spence.
he lost. I told you, boys, my quiz would be a short one. Now, Philip Hoy, as the winner, you boys stated that this was worth 5 points. It had to be. It's my fucking quiz. So, I'm going to say it's worth 2 points. However, Philip Hoy, as the winner, you can choose to once again combat SSJ Davey in another minute of questions. And if you choose to do so, you can double your points. Or make it a double or nothing. It's up to you. Which would you like to do?
I want to see Davey do his shots first.
Well, he got them wrong. He didn't pass. So he has to do 4 sips. That's the rules of my quiz.
How much do you reckon is in that bottle?
You are literally 144p. I have zero idea. It's halfway. It's exactly halfway on the label.
It's 3 fingers, that is. That's 3 fingers.
I'd say neck the bottle. I'm not going to lie to you.
Gone. Lovely.
The drinks are gone. Philip Hoy, what is your decision? Would you like to have a rerun of the quiz and double your points, potentially? Or would you like to take your 2 points and run?
2 points and run. I don't mind coming second tonight.
You do realise that means that I've got to win 5 points to equal Phil. You know how fucked up this quiz is, right? Like
Do you know how many points I give? 1.
Like, yeah, this is the thing. Like, I cannot win this quiz. From the way you've done this point structure, I cannot win. Like, it's impossible for me to win.
How's about this?
I would have expected this beforehand.
To be fair,
It's
I love
impossible.
Spencer to win. I don't want you to win, Davey.
How's about this?
Well, I know that.
Listen, we'll do this. If you're so angry about it and we need a point equivalent, he's so much more focused on points than drinks. It's insane. It's beyond me. I hope you boys enjoyed round 1, which is worth 1 point. We're moving on to round 2.
That's great. That is great, Spence. That is great. That is the way to do it.
This next round...
Have you got enough questions?
Yeah, I've got loads. This
Okay,
next
cool.
round
Go on
is
then.
1.5 minutes long. Exact same shtick. Same questions. Well, different questions. All the questions you answered were eliminated.
All right,
Oh,
lay
you
your
sure?
stick on me.
Yeah, they're gone.
Who do you want to go first?
So-
Do you want me to go first this time?
It's Philip Hoy's
the winner.
choice.
Me.
Philip wants to go first. So, Phil, are you ready?
Yes.
Okay. 3, 2, 1, go. Lara Croft features in which series of games?
Tomb Raider.
Correct. Which best-selling puzzle game requires the neat arrangement of tetrominies, geometric shapes made up
Tetris.
of blocks? Correct. J.K. Simmons and UK The Office creator Stephen Merchant both had critically acclaimed voice roles in which 2011 game?
Portal. 2.
Correct. Which arcade game, based on a simplified version of table tennis, was first released in 1972?
Pong.
Correct. What is the common name given to competitive electronic gaming, including tournaments such as the International and the League of Legends World Championship?
MOBAs?
Incorrect. It's esports. What was the full title of Uncharted 4, the concluding part of the Uncharted series?
Uncharted 4.
The full title of Uncharted 4.
Uncharted 4. Drake's Legacy.
Incorrect. It's A Thief's End. By what name were the Madden NFL games better known before 1993?
NFL.
John Madden Football. Incorrect. What animals were particularly angry in the hugely popular mobile app first released in December
Birds.
2009? Birds.
Birds.
Which game, first released in 2008 and highly praised for its emphasis on user-generated content, had the tagline "Play, Create, and Share"? The time's up, so I can repeat the question if you need it.
Yes, please.
Which game, first released in 2008 and highly praised...
Oh, Little Big Planet.
It's Little Big Planet. Correct. Well done. So, you got
2 wrong.
more than 2 wrong. 1, 2...
Phil,
3,
gotta say, I thought you did really
4,
well. At
5,
the start of that, I was thinking, fuck, I'm not beating this. Like, I'm not beating this. Thank God you stumbled.
You got 6 correct, and you got 3 wrong. Being,
Cool.
you said MOBA instead of esports for the World Championships. You said...
Yeah, you said World Championships, and then you said League of Legends. I was like,
Yeah.
all right.
You
But,
got
yeah.
the full title of Uncharted 4 incorrect. And you got the Madden NFL question.
That's
incorrect.
funny. All right.
So you owe 6 fingers.
I will need to get more beer, but I'm happy with that. I've still got 2 there. Or 1
That's
there.
one. That's
No,
one.
one finger.
That's one.
My fingers are so fat.
I love the way that your camera like
there.
gets the focus just right. It's like you can't escape it.
Yeah. Why have I got a good lens? If I was sitting where Spencer was, it wouldn't matter. Go on.
It's your own fault. Davey, it's your turn. Are
Yes.
you ready?
No, but yes. I feel like I don't do well under this kind of pressure. Not gonna lie, but yes.
I feel like fast questions are the best pressure. Okay.
I like this format. It's good.
You have
Excuse
a
me.
minute and a half starting in 3, 2, 1, now. Master Chief John 117 is the central protagonist in which series of first-person shooter games?
Halo,
Correct. The groundbreaking James Bond game GoldenEye 007 was exclusively released on which console?
N64,
Correct. In which innovative game, first released in 2000, do players create and control the regular daily lives of virtual people?
Sims,
Correct. Solid Snake and Liquid Snake first appeared in which video game?
Metal Gear Solid,
Correct. Which game series brings toys to life using a portal of power?
no, pass.
Pass. PT was a much talked about playable teaser for an ultimately cancelled installment of which series of horror games?
Silent Hill,
Correct. Which Nintendo console directly followed the NES?
SNES, SNES, Super Nintendo Entertainment System.
Yeah. Which point-and-click adventure series included titles such as Shadow of the Templars and The Smoking Mirror?
No idea. Pass.
Ocarina of Time is the critically acclaimed installment of which game series?
Legend of Zelda,
Correct. The Dreamcast was made by which well-known video game company?
Sega,
Correct. Which popular gaming craze of the 1990s, where players look after a digital pet, takes its name from the Japanese word for egg and the English word for watch? This is your last question. You're out of time, so I can repeat it if you need me to.
yes please.
Which popular gaming craze of the 1990s, where players look after a digital pet, takes its name from the Japanese word for egg and the English word for watch?
Oh God, I know what it is.
Can I answer for points?
No,
If he gets it wrong, then I'll say yes. Or I'll boot it from the
How,
call.
how much time have I got to answer this? The only thing that's going through my head is Tamagotchi, but I don't know if that's what you're looking for.
You got as much time as you need because it's the last question.
Fuck it. Do you know what? Tamagotchi. It's the only thing. Like, all I'm thinking of is, like, are you thinking about Chow's from Sonic Adventure 2? From Sonic Adventure? So all I'm thinking of is it Chow or Tamagotchi?
I can repeat
But
the
I'll go
question
for
again. Do you want me
Tamagotchi.
to repeat the question again?
No. Do you know what? Fuck it. Tamagotchi.
It's correct.
Oh, fuck me. Let's go. I was really worried about that one.
So,
fucking-
Phil had, I think, 6 questions correct. You had 1. You had more than Phil, I'll tell you now. You won this round. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 questions correct this round. However,
I know
you
I
had
took
2
some passes which are worth more fingers. Yeah, I
They're
know.
not worth
It's
fingers.
worth it. It's worth it.
Getting it wrong is worth fingers. You passed. Those are worth shots.
Oh, fuck. Oh, fuck. I thought they were fingers. Okay. So I gotta do 2 fingers. And how many has Phil gotta
Nope.
do for... I gotta do 2
He's got to do
shots.
2 shots, hasn't he? Because he's passed.
2 shots.
Yeah.
Alright, I got the fireball right here, guys. So,
So, Phil, I think you had to do 3 fingers. Oh, no, 4 fingers.
I just got a new beer to do it, so
Yeah.
got a smoky beer right here.
You have 4 fingers, and Davey has 2 shots to do.
It's good at the top, though, isn't it? Because that's 4 fingers, isn't it?
Yeah, it's blessed when it's at the top. It's blessed. Having a full beer is so much better than having an empty beer. That was the penultimate round. This is the ultimate round. This is for the big 3-pointer. So you boys have both done your drinks.
you got 6 points up for grabs on your quiz. Okay.
Yeah.
Alright, you got 6
Yeah.
points up for grabs on yours. Okay.
It was either
We
that
just
or 1
fuck off
point.
the
What would you
5.
rather, bro?
I mean, I would have just planned it better, but okay, yeah, fair enough.
You complained
Fuck
it initially,
Yeah,
bro.
okay. All
We
right.
had technical issues and one guest not show up. Hello? Talk to me about freaking planned it better. I swear to God. I got an outfit. Davey, as the winner of the last round, you get to choose who goes first. You or Mr. Philip Hoy. What is your decision?
I'll have Philip Hoy go first, please. I like a target to base myself against.
And what a target to base yourself against. I think you've been doing that for a while, Dave. You've been looking at me and thinking, that guy.
I might
How can I be
do.
more like that guy?
I might do, but then I always exceed it. And that's what it goes against. Like, no matter what the target is, I'm like Vegeta with Goku. Like, no matter what Goku form he ascends to, I rise above it. And so that's what I aim for. You know, I aim for, you may go for Ultra Instinct, but I go for Ultra Ego. And that's the way it rolls. You know, you may get for
I
Super
like-
Saiyan 2, but I get Super Saiyan Margin. You know, that's the way it is. And Phil Hoy, I wish you all the best of luck.
To be fair, I quite like that analogy. If I'm Goku, you're Vegeta. Does that make Spencer Krillin?
It means you
I'm
get
Gohan,
the...
bro.
Yeah. I'd say Spencer's more a Chaozu character.
Chaozu? Yeah.
Yeah. Or
Or-
Yamcha.
Who's that little cat that follows the
Poir.
Lads,
guy
I'm
in
the
the
host
sky
of this
around?
quiz right now. I hope you know this. I'm the host
Poir,
right now, yeah.
Poir is...
Spencer.
Spencer, I don't think you're Poir. I think you'll be more the Piccolo. Like, he comes out in the last film. You haven't seen
Look
it yet,
at
so I
him.
don't wanna
Look at him
spoil it for you.
backtracking now that he knows I'm the host of the show. Look at this little bitch. Oh
I have
my
not
God.
backtracked at all. But
You two love cats. You should be into
Poir,
Oh.
and Poir shapeshifts as well, so she could make massive feet for Spence.
Oh, yeah, shit. Yeah.
Yeah, huge feet.
Bless. Love that.
You'd
What a
love-
great time. All right. Continuing on with my quiz. Davey, as the past winner, you have chosen that Philip Hoy goes first in the next round. This next round, round 3, is 3 points for the winner. Now, the rules are still the same as they were in the past. Every wrong answer is 2 sips. Every pass is a shot. Philip Hoy, are you ready?
Yes.
This time, I'm meeting in the middle. So for the first round, you had 1 minute. Second round, you had 1.5 minutes. Now you have 1 minute and 15 seconds. Feel free to interrupt me in the middle of questions if you think you have the answer. You need to get as many as you can. I'm going to start. 3, 2, 1, go. What term referring to a child's play area is given to open-ended games where there are no set goal or narrative?
Sandbox.
Correct. In the best-selling series of games, what does COD stand for?
Call of Duty.
Correct. In which game did players take control and run a hospital, curing ailments such as transparency, bloaty head,
Theme
slacker?
Hospital.
Correct. Ryu and Ken feature in which iconic martial arts?
Street Fighter.
Correct. The headquarters of Rockstar Games is based in which city?
Edinburgh.
Correct. Which open-world fantasy game
Been there.
series includes titles such as Morrowind, Oblivion, and Skyrim?
Can you repeat the question?
Which open-world fantasy game series includes...
Elder Scrolls.
Correct.
Elder
Which
Scrolls.
Sega console was known as the Mega Drive outside of North America?
Genesis.
Correct. Brain Training, How Old Is Your Brain, and Big Brain Academy were hugely popular puzzle games first released on which handheld console?
3DS.
Incorrect, it's the Nintendo
3DS.
DS. In which classic 1990s puzzle platformer do players utilize bashers, blockers, bombers, builders, climbers, diggers, floaters, and miners?
Can you repeat the question? Because we're at the end.
In which classic 1990s puzzle platformer do players utilize bashers, blockers, bombers, builders, climbers, diggers, floaters, and miners?
Fucking hell, that's our question. Super Bomberman.
Incorrect. But I'm going to keep it for Davey's questions.
What was the answer? Oh, you can't tell me the answer.
Well, he's gone now, so I will quick.
I got 2 wrong.
It was Lemmings.
Oh, for fuck's sake, I played Lemmings a lot.
I'm going to keep it.
I should know that being old.
I know it's hard. So, you got 2 wrong, but no passes. So you have 4 sips to drink. However, you did get 1, 2. These aren't very good cards. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 questions right. So you had 2 incorrect, but 7
Personal
correct.
best. That's a PB.
So I got to beat 7. Fuck, that's a big number. That's big
You have
numbers.
to beat 7. I will also say there are only 9 questions left. So if you get them all,
That's fucking bullshit. That's bullshit. So I got
To be
left.
fair, I had 9 questions as well. I got 2 wrong.
if
All
you
right.
get them all correct, I'll say it's a hat
If you
trick.
get 3 wrong, we know you're out.
If you get them all of them correct, I'll say it's a hat trick and you get an extra point.
Okay. Deal.
Good job, my round is worth 7.
So,
Let's take a
Dave.
minute to just fucking.
Go on. No. Just go for it. Come on, Davey. Smash a do.
Spencer, bring it on, mate. I love rising to the challenge. I am born on Krakatoa. It is me. The thing about it is, Spencer, the thing I want you to remember is I got a gambling addiction the way I keep betting on myself. So, we're going to win this thing. We're going to
it's
win
a
this.
Hasbulla quote, I know it is.
The thing I feel about this,
It's just the way he says it. His voice changes if you listen.
Spence,
Alright, listen.
I need a room full of mirrors so I can be surrounded by winners. So let's get this done, all right? Let's get this done, baby.
That's an
that's the
excellent
best one
quote.
tonight.
That is a great quote. Okay,
Let's
are
get this
you
done.
ready?
Yes.
Okay, so Dave, I'm about to start.
I knew
Three,
it was not deep, but okay.
3, 2, 1, go. Which revolutionary mobile phone game became a worldwide craze in 2016?
Farmville?
Incorrect.
No fucking idea.
What
no
was the
idea.
best-selling game on the original PlayStation with over 10 million sales worldwide?
Gran Turismo?
Correct. Hearthstone is a free-to-play online card game that builds upon the lore of which popular fantasy game series?
World of Warcraft?
We need just exact answer.
World of Warcraft? I don't know. No, pass.
Incorrect.
No idea.
Incorrect. Which Japanese video game companies produce titles including Mega Man, Game That Can't Be Mentioned, Devil May Cry, and Monster Hunter?
Capcom.
Correct.
Capcom.
First released in '97 on the PlayStation before being remade in 2016 for the PS4, the seventh title of which RPG series is often described as one of the greatest games of all time?
Dragon Quest.
Incorrect.
Oh, Final Fantasy.
What year
Fuck.
was the NES system first released in North America?
I don't know. 1994?
Incorrect.
No idea.
In which classic 1990s puzzle platformer do players utilize bashes, blockers, bombers, builders, climbers, diggers, floaters, and
Bomberman.
miners? Incorrect. Your time's
fuck
up,
knows.
bro. Would you like...
Fuck knows.
You've lost. So would you like the last two questions I have?
Yes, I would. Yes. Just for
Go on
fun.
then. Give it just for fun. See.
These are easy.
I can't believe I fucked up Dragon Quest with Final Fantasy. It's obvious.
In the best-selling series of games, what does GTA stand for?
Grand Theft Auto.
Grand Theft Auto.
Correct. The DualShock controller and its successors are associated with which leading console brand?
PlayStation 2.
PlayStation.
Oh,
It's just
PlayStation,
PlayStation. Yeah, it's just PlayStation. So,
So, Davey, you got 4 drinks, 1 shot, I think.
no,
You only got
he's
2 right there.
He got 2 correct. 2 correct, and he got 1, 2, 3, 4,
He got
5
4 wrong,
wrong,
and one of
so-
them was a pass.
5. Well, the one was wrong before it was a pass. So we'll say it was just wrong, because that's 10 fingers he owes.
So what's that? What's that equal to? 2 bottles or 1 bottle?
The answers to the questions you got wrong. Which revolutionary mobile
I know
phone
what the
game
answers
became a
are.
worldwide craze in 2016 was Pokemon Go.
Oh, fuck
Hearthstone
off.
is a
Who would
free-to-play
get that?
online card game that builds upon the lore of which popular fantasy game series. I was tempted to give this to you, but it's not World of Warcraft, it's just Warcraft. There are Warcraft games.
Oh, come on. That's ridiculous. That's
I knew it.
ridiculous. I knew.
I knew it. I was shaking my head as soon as you said World of Warcraft.
First
the same
released in
thing.
97 on the PlayStation before being remade in 2016 for the PS4, the
Yeah, I
seventh
fucked
title
this. I
of which
fucked this.
RPG series is often described as one of the greatest games of all time. It's obviously
I fucked
Final
this.
Fantasy VII.
Yeah,
That
I was
was
trying to
insane.
get there before you finish your sentence. Yeah, the thing is, Spencer, there's what you don't know, listener. There's about a 3-second delay on this recording, so I got
From
there with
upstairs to downstairs?
which 7th recording, and I was like, oh, there's only one series I know about that's like 7th other than Final Fantasy, and it's Dragon Quest. So I was like, Dragon
Why
Quest.
would you say other than Final
And-
Fantasy? It was a remake that released in 2016 and it was the 7th installment of a game series. Why would you think
I didn't
other than
hear
Final
that
Fantasy,
when
you
I
must
said
Dragon
my-
Quest?
I didn't hear the rest of the question,
Right.
but it
In
doesn't
which
matter.
classic 90s puzzle
result
platformer
is-
the players utilized bashers, blockers, bombers, builders, climbers, diggers, floaters, and miners was Lemmings? And the
No,
last
Lemmings,
question you got wrong
Lemmings.
was what year was the NES first released in North America? 1985.
No idea.
Wow.
Yeah, fair enough. Fair enough.
So
Fair
2
enough.
bottles, Davey. Get them down you.
Fair enough. So Phil's got how many points from that?
3.
He got.
I'm 1 for the first round. So I'm on 4.
He's on
points.
4 and you're on 2.
2.
Okay.
Okay, guys, we are at the end of the big quiz. There's one more round to go, and that's mine. So the current standing, just to bring everyone up to date, because there's been a lot to sort of decipher. We've been drinking quite heavily tonight. There's been a lot of back and forth between the boys. Davey, you're on 2 points, lagging behind. Spencer, 3 points. And I'm out in the lead with 4. But now it's my quiz, boys. Now you're in for it. You are in for it. So, my round is entitled Dirty Pint Round. So I want both of you to go and get a pint glass from the kitchen. And that will kick us off. So the first one back will get a point. The second one back.
Oh, this is bullshit. Spencer's right by it.
Enjoy a drink of my choice in their dirty pint.
Philip Hoy's rules were a simple fact of return with a pint glass. And I have returned with a pint glass. And I think it's obviously that is what it is. And that is not a pint glass, Spencer. That is a 1 litre measuring glass. That is not a pint glass. That's what I use to make sauces with.
You
That is
only
what I
have
use to make.
1 pint glass.
I have multiple, but
You don't.
only
You
ones you
literally
wash
said when
up.
you came down, you grabbed it and went, ha ha ha, I only have 1.
because the other ones my missus is using, so I've only got 2. But we don't use pint glasses very often. We use
Right, well,
500
I'm not using this, I'll grab a normal glass.
milliliter. Yes, because that is what I use to make sauce with when I make Italian food. So that's what I use to put my ingredients, which, if you want to know,
Let's hear
is
your
a,
Italian accent.
is a tomato puree, a little bit of pepper, a little bit of onion, bit of garlic, which I use 2 cloves of garlic, and I melt it all together using a whisk, a high-powered machine-powered whisk, and it makes up my sauce. And I use that to sit there for 15 minutes, and that makes my sauce.
Okay, so while Spencer collects his pint glass, Davey, you have one because you followed the brief. You've got your pint glass. So we now need to decide what Spencer adds to his dirty pint. So a dirty pint, if no one knows, welcome to the UK. We are a UK-centric podcast, but we accept anyone. But a dirty pint basically is a mixture of drinks, which generally you will do on a birthday, 16th maybe, 16th birthday. You will mix a bunch of drinks and then you'll drink them down. So to start Spencer's dirty pint, because it's only round 1, I'm going to say he needs to put in 1 finger of the current drink that he's drinking into his pint. Does that sound fair?
Yeah, I think that's okay.
So this is my current glass because Davey only has 1 pint glass in his house because he's an animal. So 1 finger, because we're at the top of a bottle, which is what Philip Hoy, I put like 4 in there because it's the top of the bottle. So there we go.
Okay, brilliant. We are on to question number 1, guys. So we are on a question round. I'm going to take it back to basics. It's going to be an A, B, C, D, E, or F answer, okay? So if you answer correctly, you will pass the round without adding to your dirty pint. If you answer incorrectly, you will be adding to the dirty pint and it won't just be a single finger. So in the game, Death Stranding, Troy Baker plays the main antagonist in the 2019 sci-fi open-world action-adventure video game by the god himself, Hideo Kojima. But what is Higgs's full name? So I've got options for you. A. Higgs Morrigan. Higgs Biggs. Higgs Davis. Higgs Elgert. Higgs Strand. Or Higgs Unger. So would you like me to repeat them again?
Yes, please.
So A. Higgs Morrigan. B. Higgs Biggs. C. Higgs Davis. D. Higgs Elgert. E. Higgs Strand. Or F. Higgs Unger. Now I'm going to come over to you first, Davey, because you're trailing at the moment. I know you've got a point in my quiz at the moment, but that's not an overall point. So I'm going to give you a little bit of a chance. You're going to go first on this one, round 1. So A, B, C, D, E, or F. Where are you going to go first?
Sorry to do this to you, but can you repeat them one last time, please?
Okay. A. Higgs Morgan. B. Higgs Biggs. C. Higgs Davis. D. Higgs Elgert. E. Higgs Strand. Or F. Higgs Unger.
I'll go for F, please.
Davey has gone for Higgs Unger. Spencer, you have A, B, C, D, or E to pick because you can't go for the same one.
Okay, I'll go for A. I probably would have gone for F as well, but I'll go with A. I thought it was either A or F, so I'll go with A.
Well, congratulations, Spencer. The man in the golden mask is Higgs Morgan. So you are correct. Congratulations, mate. So we are on question 1. So, Davey, you are adding to the dirty pint. So we did 1 finger for Spencer. We're stepping up. 2 fingers of your current drink into that dirty pint for me, please. On to round 2. And this round is a bit of a throwback. This is the collection round. And Davey, you might have an advantage because it's your house. So you both have 30 seconds from the time I finish this sentence to collect the most forks.
No. We do not have an advantage. Spence has an advantage.
Right, and 30 seconds is finished. So Davey, let's count the forks out. And they need to be forks. I don't want any knives in there, and I don't want any spoons, and I want them shown to the camera. And I'm not going to let you get away with any sporks.
See, the problem is that where I put Spencer right now is right next to the kitchen. And so it turns out I went in, I grabbed a handful of whatever, when Spencer already had a handful. And Spencer, I'll be looking at you tomorrow when I come to check my cutlery, because I hope you put it back, okay?
How many forks have you got, Davey? Count
If
them out.
if I can explain, I got 1.
1
2.
fork for Davey. 2 forks.
3.
3.
4.
4 forks.
5.
5 forks.
6.
6 forks.
7 forks. But if I can explain myself.
7 forks.
If I can explain myself, where
No.
Spencer is put, he's right next to the kitchen, which means he's right next to the cutlery drawer. And sure, he couldn't find it, but he's been around my house enough. I have grabbed, in the mad tussle we have to grab this, the confusion you caused in my house, I've grabbed about 11 fucking knives and one random spoon. So you have fucked my cutlery drawer. My wife is going to kill me tomorrow, so we better hope we put these back.
Well, Davey, if the collection round was about knives, I feel like I would be handing you the points and Spencer the shots. But you've done pretty well. You've got a couple of forks there, so you forked quite well. Spencer, how many forks have you done?
I'll say, I didn't grab a single knife. So if it was knives, I've lost. However, in terms of forks, I've got a few. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17 forks. You don't even want to know how many spoons I have.
17 forks. Well, congratulations, Spencer. You win the round with 17 forks. You get a point on the board. Davey, that means you need to add to your dirty pint. So we are on round 2, the collection round. So we need 2 shots in there this time. We're not talking beer. We're going to put a shot in there for you.
Fuck me, I've put
He's just added, bud.
2 things of beer. Yeah.
Drink the beer and put a shot in there. That's the rules of my game. It's meant to be a dirty pint. I'm not just pouring you a pint.
Can I also interject and say, Davey, bro, 3 of you live in this house. Why have you got 24 forks? What's the need?
When you grow up, Spencer, and you buy your own place, you realise that you never have enough cutlery. And so you always need more than enough. And no matter how much you got, it ain't enough.
Okay, Spence, well done. We are now on to round 3, This is the impressions round. And I know, Spencer, you are grinding your teeth right now because you don't enjoy an impression, but I think you might enjoy this one. So who can do the best impression of each other? Davey, I want your best impression of Spencer. Spencer, I want your best impression of Davey. And I will be the judge. Davey, again, you are lagging behind, so I'll give you a bit of time just to think about how you're going to portray Mr. Spencer Davis to your best of your ability. You can use props, you can dance about, you can take your clothes off, however you want to do it. I want to see Spencer to his fullest.
Okay. It's going to be a hard one. Let's have a drink. Fuck! Cunt, man! Like, fuck! Like, I look at her, I think, fuck! I look at her and I think, Dave, man, you're totally right, but if I had my way about it, it'd be like, I'd fucking just do her in. Like, I'd just fucking do it. Like, I wouldn't think about it. I'd just do it. Like, and no matter what anyone thinks, like, sorry for you listeners, but these cunts just got to get it. And that's the way I think about it. So, fuck them. And yeah, great. Echo those thoughts.
You done?
Done. Thank you.
I think you've missed out a key line with Spencer for me. This is fucking cracked.
No. You save that for COD talk. That's COD talk or something competitive.
But on to Spencer. Let's hear your best impression of Davey.
Hey, Lom. It's been like 8 months. Can you maybe just a little bit? Maybe no. Okay. Sorry for bothering you. I'm sorry. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, sorry. I'll go get the milk now. I'm sorry. Yeah, anything you want, sweetie. Yeah, okay. I love you. I'm sorry. Okay. Okay, yeah, I'll do that. Okay. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah, no, I'm sorry. You're right. Yeah, it was out of line. Yeah. Yeah, I am sorry. Okay. Anything you want. Yeah, I'll get it for you now. Okay. Okay, yeah, I'll be back now. Okay. Love you.
Spencer, you've got one important ingredient there. It's all about, like, I am at fault. I'm sorry. I brought that up to you. I apologize. You also didn't have enough hesitation with your anger, but I appreciate the impression. Philip Boy.
I think you both did very well, and I could have believed both of them. So I'm going to award a point a piece, but I'm also going to award one finger a piece because I'm not a nice guy, right? I think you both did really well, so I'm going to give you a point, but I also want a finger in each drink. All right, we are on to question number 4. And this is a classic for the podcast. Anyone who's listened to a hashtag blowout before, they're waiting for it. They're keen for this one. And this is for the mathematicians in the house. Have a little bit of smarts for this one. And this round is called How Many Clanks? So, boys, we've all been playing a lot of Multiverse. And that game slaps. But what I want to know is how would Clank measure up to the Iron Giant? 2 robots going head to head. So I've got A, B, C, and D for you, okay? So is it 22.66 clanks? Is it 27.65 clanks? Is it 24.98 clanks? Or is it 35.656 clanks that measure up to the Iron Giant? So the Iron Giant, very tall, Clank, very small. I've got the exact measurements, and we'll talk about that later, once you make your decisions. So what you want to do, guys, think about it. Iron Giant, big. Clank, very small. How many clanks are measuring up to the Iron Giant? So Davey, You are behind Spencer at the moment, but I've given you too much grace. Spencer, you get your first pick. So A, B, C, or D. Made it slightly easier for you on this one.
Thank you. I appreciate that. I immediately would go with D. I think D is the correct answer. The highest amount of clanks.
So Spencer, you've gone for 35.656 clanks. Very precise number. Davey, so you've got A, 22.66, B, 27.65, and C, 24.98 clanks to measure up to the Iron Giant. Remember, giant very tall, clank very small.
Joe, I don't think he's that tall. Like, when I look at Multiverses, he's not that massive. My heart is telling me A, but my brain is telling me C.
But my body...
my body is telling
My
me
body's
B.
telling me B.
Chill out, fuck it. Baby, I see nothing wrong with a little B. I see nothing wrong with a little B. B, baby. Let's go for it. My mind is telling me A, but fuck it. Let's go B.
Okay, you're sitting on the fence there. You've talked about every letter outside the one Spencer's picked. But you've gone for B in the end because that worked with the song, which I appreciate, but you are wrong. But luckily, Spencer's also wrong. It is actually C, 24.98 clanks. So the Iron Giant, he's 15.24 meters high, which is 50 foot. Clank is, as we know, we've talked about this many times on the podcast, 0.61 meters high, or 2 foot. So that actually equals 24.89. So unfortunately, boys, you both got that wrong. And as I said, this one's going to be a bit of a bitch. So 2 shots in each pint, please. Okay, boys, you're sticking with me, and well done. Those glasses are looking rank, and that's the way I wanted them, because we are on to the steel round, where winner takes all. So I've queued up a song, and this is what's on the line, guys. So Dave, you got 2 points. Spencer, you got the 3. So whoever wins takes all the points, and the other person has to drink those pints. So I want you both to perform a guitar solo. Think like you're playing Guitar Hero, but without the guitar. When the music starts, you both have to go for it. And I will judge and award the points. And this is a well-known song from Guitar Hero.
On a cold winter morning, in the time before the light, in flames of death's eternal rain, we ride towards the fight. When the darkness is falling down, in the times of tough or right, the sound of evil laughter falls around the world tonight. Fighting hard, fighting on for the steel, through the wastelands evermore. The skeleton souls will feel the hell, bodies wasted on the shores. On the blackest flames in hell's domain, we watch them as they go. In fire and pain, and once again we know. So now we fly ever free, we free before the thunderstorm. On towards the wilderness of West Carrington, far beyond the sundown, far beyond the moonlight, deep inside
Well, guys, I'm going to take a completely objective view of this, and I thought you both really got into it. It took you a little bit of time, and I thought you would approach this a little bit faster. I like the creativity that I saw. Spencer picking up the chair. There was no leg action, unfortunately. I didn't see that from either of you. There was no thrusting towards the camera, which I'm sure the ladies of the podcast would have enjoyed. We've got 0.96% ladies that listen to the podcast, and we've got to cater towards them. And they're watching for one thing, because we are sexy. They're not really listening to what we're saying. They're listening for our bodies. And you've got to give them a little bit of that. And unfortunately, you guys didn't perform. So I'm expecting a couple of unsubs at the end of the day when this podcast goes out. But I can't really take you apart. I think you're both brilliant. So I think it might just go down to a tiebreaker, unfortunately. So the tiebreaker for the round, I'm going to flip a coin. And that means you get to answer the question first. So I'm going to give you a couple of minutes to deliberate on your answer.
Spencer, if it comes down to heads or tails, I've been Welsh longer for you, so I think tails for Wales for me. That's okay. With you.
I'm fine with that. Yeah, I'm calm.
So the question is, how many PS5s have been sold worldwide? So I want the closest to the figure. So Spencer, because you're on the lead, you can pick heads or tails.
Oh, I've already had a conversation with Davey, and I've agreed to let him be tails for Wales. So I will go heads.
It is heads. So Spencer, you get to go first.
Shit, I'd much rather be second. I'd much rather be second. Yeah, it's so much better.
So we're talking in the millions, right?
Yeah.
I want a relatively round figure, and the closest wins. The loser takes all the points. No, sorry, the winner takes all the points. The loser takes all the shots.
I feel like it's going to be more than what I'm going to say. I'm going to go with... Is it closest wins?
Closest wins.
I'm going to say 26 mil.
Okay, 26 mil for Spence. Davey? How many PS5s have been sold worldwide?
It's not 26 mil. So I'm going to be a dick and go 25 mil. Because I know it's less than that. But it means I'll win. So I'm going to go 25 mil because I know it's comfortably under that.
Well, he has taken the coward's way out and he has won the show. It is 20 million units. Well, that is the first response from Google, so we'll trust that. Google is always right. So congratulations, Davey. You will take the 5 points from this, and I think you win the big quiz.
Thank you
so that
very
brings
much.
you up to 7. Unfortunately, Spencer, I give you all the luck in the world, and I give you all the chances, but you fucked them. So I'm sorry, but you've got to drink the dirty pints.
And I'll come down and gift you my dirty point in just a moment, Spencer.
When was that? When does it say?
Yes, I would have guessed 19 mil.
No, it was confirmed 19 mil a few months ago. I knew that.
That's what I would have guessed that.
But that was months ago. That's why I guessed a bit higher.
Enjoy, mate.
3rd of June.
Enjoy, mate.
Bro, this is like 6 shots of fireball in this.
Enjoy, mate. Pleasure. Pleasure doing business with you. Thank you.
My Food of Fire and Flames was so much better. I'm not gonna lie to you. I watched you as I did it.
You grabbed the chair. I grabbed the lightsaber and the master.
Didn't have those.
You had forks.
I did have forks. You did have knives. That is correct.
That's the way it goes. That's the way the cookie crumbles.
Oh my god. I hate my existence. I'm leaving the show. I'm so sad.
I am the quiz winner. Episode 50. Me, the homeboy, the Mac Daddy, the big dog himself, the PlayStation Big Mac, the guy who deserves to win every quiz, has finally come home to roost. As your humble champion, I declare, Spencer, drink your fucking drink.
Fucking. Do you know how much more drunk I feel since I've had 2 mouthfuls of that already? I already feel mank.
Finish it off. Well, hello. It's the champ here. And I bet you're thinking, Davey, you're looking a lot fresher. You're looking a lot more sober than you did last time. And there's good reason for that. It's because we originally intended, as part of episode 50, what you've been listening to go straight from the big quiz into talking about Gamescom. And we did. However, in listening to that conversation back, it was bad. Like, really bad. Turns out the Dirty Pint had its victims. It was just a mess, the entire thing. It basically devolved into me and Spencer arguing about our Shag, Marry, Kill list for Gamescom because he put Moving Out as his marry instead of something like Callisto Protocol. It was crazy. Anyway, in light of that, what we're deciding to do is we're going to move the Gamescom conversation into episode 51. And we're also, at that point, have seen the Disney Showcase. So we can do a kind of 2-in-1 and give you an oversight into both, rather than it just being conference after conference after conference every single episode of In PS We Trust. So I hope that's okay with you. I hope you understand why. And I hope you've enjoyed this celebration episode, which is episode 50. It's awesome to see how much has changed since the start of this podcast when we were first recording on budget-arse mics with no cam setup to where we are now. It's fantastic. And I'm hoping that you are going to stay with us on this journey. We're going to continue trying to push the production step up a lot as we grow with the show and we get better. And we're just grateful to each and every one of you that support us, be that by reaching out to us on Twitter, by leaving a review, just subscribing to the channel or liking the video. It all helps us to find a larger audience. We're trying to grow. And so I'll look forward to seeing where we go from here over the next 50-odd episodes. So thank you ever so much. Now, before I end, I want to have just a moment just to congratulate myself as champion of the quiz. And I know the guys aren't here. They're not with me on this. I'm going kind of solo on this. But I know that they'll be singing my praises next week because it was a just victory, as we all know. Of course, I'm modest to the T. But that's enough for me going on. This has been episode 50. Thank you ever so much for tuning in. I've been Davey, and of course, I was joined by Phil and by Spencer. It's been a pleasure doing this episode. I really hope you've enjoyed it, and we'll see you all on the next one. Take care of yourselves, take care of each other. See ya. In PS We Trust is hosted by Davey, Phil, and Spencer. You can write into the show via our email, pswetrust@gmail.com. Our Twitter is @InPSWeTrust. To find each of us online, follow our Twitters, @SSJDavey, @PhilipHoy, @SpenPie_. Thank you for listening. Take care of yourselves, take care of each other. See ya.